Hello, Internet, and welcome to Cardboard Boxing. This is the third time I have tried to go live, so hopefully my broadcasting software is working now. You know how I fixed it? I closed the program and reopened it. Wish I had thought of that the first time. Today we are going to be ranking 300 games by using this Pub Meeple ranking. Pub Meeple. This website is basically, well, I'll get into it. It takes two games, and you have to click one of them, whichever one you would prefer to play. So my methodology here is I'm going to do whichever game I would prefer to play today, right now, in this moment. And I think that's going to keep us, every board game taste is a snapshot. All of this is like exactly as of today, as of right now, this is the game I'd rather play. Before we get into that, I am going to give you a little bit of my credentials. Take a look at this. This is Geek Group. Let's see if I can drag that. I can't. Geek Group. Rocket Fuel for BGG collections. So let me turn the volume down just a little bit. So this is every game I have played since September 2022. That's when I started logging plays. I've been playing hobby board games since 2013-ish, and then I started really growing my collection 2018, but then I didn't discover Board Game Geek, the internet, board game content creation until September 2022, and that's of course when I started logging plays, and I've been doing this ever since. In that time, I have played 302 different games, a total of 1,132 times. That's a lot. That is a lot. I like games a lot. My average rating is 8.1. I think that is partially self-selecting because now I know my tastes. I know which games I'm going to like, so those are the games that I seek out and play. Live, says G.E. Luna. Welcome to the chat. Welcome, welcome. So yeah, my average rating is an 8.1 for games, so clearly I like games a lot. And like I said, I think this is a little self-selecting at this point. I kind of know the games that I'm going to like based on my tastes, so I will normally play those instead of the games that I don't think I'm going to like. I have played 5 games 25 or more times, 28 games 10 or more times, 66 games 5 or more times, and 147 games I've played once. With that, let's go over back into our list. Let's scroll through this and read what we've done. So these games over here, these are games that are in my collection that I have not played yet. Decrypto, Minecraft Builders and Biomes, may interest some people on this channel. Salt Fjord, Storyfold Wildwoods, The Search for UAPs, and Unconscious Mind. I would love to play these, but I haven't yet. And let's just take a quick scroll through all of these 300 games. Oh, I'm just looking at some of these, and I'm like, I really want to play that again. Some others do not want to play that ever in my life. Here, I've played Cantaloupe Book 1 and Cantaloupe Book 3. I skipped the second one because people said you don't need to play it. Cards Against Humanity, Codenames, Concordia, Daybreak. So many good ones in here. Decorum. Oh, here's an interesting thing. So I am going to actually delete a few of these exit games. We have Exit the Forgotten Island, Exit the Pharaoh's Tomb, and Exit the Sinister Mansion. I'm just going to leave my favorite and call that me ranking this whole category of game. So Exit, I think the Pharaoh's Tomb was my favorite there. And then we'll do the same thing for the Unlocked games. That's another series of escape room games. Do the same thing there. Great Western Trail, that'll probably rank pretty highly if I had to guess. But yeah, like I said, we are going to be... Oh, I haven't played Merchants of the Dark Road yet either. So the list is currently 297 items. Pandemic, that's a classic. This is going to take a long time, isn't it? Man, it's going to take a really long time. Spirit Island, my love. Hobbit There and Back Again, also have not played that yet. Morrison Game Factory, have not played that yet. Okay, and then here's where we get to unlocks. I've played about 20 of these, as you can see, so I'm just going to leave one of these, and I'll consider it for the whole unlock series. I don't know which one is my favorite off the top of my head, but I did like Nautilus's Trap, so let's Let's keep that one here. And then anytime the Nautilus's traps goes against another game in the rankings, we will say that I am using unlock category rather than unlock the Nautilus's traps specifically. Okay, Verdant, Visitor in Blackwood Grove, Viticulture. All right, here we go. Parkour says, let's go. Cheese is back. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. Make sure to leave this stream a like. Tell YouTube that you like it. And with that, the final list, after removing all of those unlocked games and some of the ones I haven't played, we are down to 273 items. If we click rank, you're about to rank 273 items. This will take an estimated 1,220 comparisons. Do you want to continue? Why, yes, I do. We'll be here a while. Okay, Wastelandia co-op and solo boss battler. I played this with Gabriel on Board Game Arena, and I thought it was kind of half-baked. I thought there were some fun concepts of leveling up your playground school kids and boss battling, but even though we won on the very first game, there was something in the difficulty spike that we just got lucky. I think they listed in the rulebook only 1% of people win the first time. So I am going to go with unlock. I thought it was just kind of, it needed some more development. We're going to go with unlock. Time's Up Title Recall versus That's Not a Hat. Okay, so Time's Up Title Recall, I'm using this as our fishbowl slash monikers. I guess that's the same game, isn't it? Let's delete Time's Up Title Recall because we also have monikers on the list. It's basically the same thing. Remove it. Cantaloupe Book 3 versus Telestrations. Dude, Telestrations is one of the greatest party games of all time. You're drawing. It's very, very silly. Versus Cantaloupe is basically a point-and-click adventure game distilled into a little board game. I loved going through Cantaloupe Book 3. I loved Cantaloupe Book 1. I mean, that whole series is great. But I'm going to have to give it to Telestrations because that is some of the most fun you will have playing a board game. Gabriel says unlock is peak. Agree. We're going Telestrations here, even though I do really like Cantaloupe. Spot It or Dobble versus Stuffed Fables. Stuffed Fables is like my first dungeon crawl for kids. It's like a Toy Story theme. It's really great. Spot It, I think, is a good... It's also a good children's game. They are much better at this than adults. You get 2 cards, and you have to find the matching symbol on each of the cards. I'm definitely going Stuffed Fables here. This is not really my type of game, but it would be good if you had young kids who you're trying to teach pattern recognition. Silver and Gold versus Spectacular. Silver and Gold is a flip and right game. You're trying to basically get the most points by digging up buried treasure on an island, and Spectacular is a nature preserve game. It's like the Cascadia-esque style. I'm definitely going Spectacular here, though I did like my play of Silver and Gold. Snake Oil versus For Northwood. Snake Oil, another big party game. Each person gets some items, and then they have to basically sell a combination of their items to a buyer. But the buyer is this big list of categories. So you could be selling to Santa Claus, or you could be selling to a granny, and you have to come up with a reason. It's basically an improv game. You have to come up with a reason why your card should go to whoever's buying this. Santa Claus, granny, whatever. For Northwood, a solo trick-taking game. This is a nice puzzle. It's a cozy game. Each of the cards have different powers. I'm gonna go with For Northwood, though Snake Oil is a great game to play with casuals, especially extroverted casuals. Really, really good game. For Northwood is my pick. Scattergories versus Secret Voldemort, I'll call it. So Scattergories, classic party game. I don't really like social deduction that much. I had a fun time observing a play of Secret Voldemort, but I'm gonna go Scattergories here. Robinson Crusoe Adventures on the Cursed Island versus Great Western Trail 2nd Edition. Robinson Crusoe is a co-op and solo survival game, and it takes that survival theme and distills it into this really sleek package. There's all sorts of scenarios in the game, and Great Western Trail is worker placement, it's deck building, it's a rondel, so you're going through the same path and then starting back at the beginning, looping over and over. My pick is Great Western Trail here because something about that core gameplay loop is really satisfying. I've only played Robinson Crusoe one time. It's currently on my cull pile, but I keep having that second guess, so I might pull it off the cull pile and keep it in the collection. We're going Great Western Trail. Floor plan versus Bag of Chips. Floor plan, you are building a floor plan, exactly what it is. It's a roll and write game, as you can see from the cover. We are rolling dice, and then you have to use those dice to decide whether you want to build a washroom or a bedroom or a kitchen. Putting furniture in there. Sometimes you'll end up with a tree in the middle of a living room. It's really kind of silly. You get to look back and you're trying to complete objectives. Bag of Chips, played this a few times on BGA. Didn't really like it. BGA Board Game Arena, for those of you who don't know. So we're going to go with floor plan. New York Zoo versus Fun Facts. New York Zoo is an Uwe Rosenberg polyomino game where you are trying to build enclosures in a zoo in Tetris-shaped pieces, and then you fill those enclosures with animals, these really cute wooden meeples. So there's flamingo, penguin meeples, kangaroo, etc. Fun fact, a party game. Gee, Lunas, I definitely need floor plan in my collection. It's cute, and it's a small box too. They have a sequel with Winchester Mystery House. It's a dual layer floor plan where the bottom layer is normal and then the top layer is like a clear transparent. You can see through it. I'm interested to try that one. Fun facts. Fun party game. You get a category from 1 to 100. Let's say, how much do you like shopping? And then everyone writes down their number from 1 to 100 and puts it face down. Then you collectively have to see if you can arrange your arrows from lowest to highest based on whatever the category is. I'm going to go New York Zoo here only because Fun Facts has been eclipsed by Ito for me in my collection, and we will get to that later. So New York Zoo is the pick. Payday versus Ezra and Nehemiah. This might be the most different games you could possibly get. Payday is a very simple roll and move game. I played it a bunch as a child, going through a whole month, and then there's different, I don't know, it's Monopoly-esque kind of. You roll, you move, you land on things, you get money, you try to get more money. It's fine. As far as children learning money and counting and stuff go, I would recommend it. Ezra and Nehemiah. This is a Garfield game, and it kind of synthesizes a lot of the Garfield mechanisms into one game. The theme is really cool. You're trying to rebuild the wall of Jerusalem. There's Levites, there's prophets, there's... Ezra and Nehemiah is the pick. Easy, easy. Everdell versus Mlem Space Agency. Gabriel's in chat. He knows we just kind of tried to learn Mlem. We tried to play it without really understanding how it went, and it did not go well. So my pick here is Everdell, which we have also only played once, but it is cute. Both of these games are cute, and I feel like we would like Mlem a lot more if we actually learned it, because it is a push your luck. But going Everdell here. Defenders of the Wild versus Draftosaurus. Defenders of the Wild is kind of like Spirit Island Light. You're trying to protect your forest from these machines, and Draftosaurus is a really cute, lightweight puzzle game, I guess. You're drafting these dinosaur meeples. So you take one dinosaur meeple, pass the rest to your neighbor. Take one dinosaur meeple, put it on your board, pass the rest to your neighbor. Oh man, this is a tough pick. This is a really tough pick because I love both of these games and I would be happy to play them at any time. Though I think I'm more often in the mood to play Draftosaurus. Interesting. Another drafting game, Draft and Write Records versus Leviathan Wilds. Oh man. These are both fantastic. Draft and Write Records, you can play it on BoardGameArena.com. It's got this really satisfying comboing where you're making harmonies with your band members, you're getting singers and guitar players and drummers and music producers, and you're get to combo this thing, which gives you this thing, which you can use to fill in on this sheet over here, which you can use to fill in on this sheet over here. Really, really satisfying. Versus Leviathan Wilds. This is one of my favorite co-op games in recent memory. I just bought it a couple days ago and added it to my collection. Draft and write, cozy, you can play this solo. I'm gonna go in Leviathan Wilds. You're climbing these titans, trying to heal them. It's really cool. Speaking of cool, ice cool. Flicking game, you're trying to flick these penguins around a board through high school. Penguins in ice school. It's a flicking game. I like a flicking game. And then this is another escape room, kind of detective game, Hunt to Killer Nancy Drew. I'm going the flicking game because it's more unique. I haven't played that many dexterity games. Deliverance versus Deep Sea Adventure. Man. Oh, what can you do? Obviously Deliverance here. Deliverance is a dungeon crawl where you are angels trying to like save the people of this town. Really sick dungeon crawl. Versus Deep Sea Adventure. Really nice brain burny push your luck game. I'm going Deliverance, but Deep Sea Adventure is a good game. Deep Rock Galactic versus Dinosaur Island Roar and Write. Man, these are both good. Deep Rock Galactic is another dungeon crawl game, co-op. I love a co-op. Everyone gets their own powers, your dwarves. Deliverance. Dinosaur Island Roar and Write is just, I love a roll and write. Both of these genres are nice. I'm normally more in the mood for a roll and write, but something about Deep Rock Galactic puts it at the top of the dungeon crawl list for me. Wingspan versus Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Gabriel, I'm sorry to do this, but Wingspan I definitely prefer over Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm not a card battling kind of guy. If I were, Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic the Gathering, those would be my two of choice. Over Pokemon, over the League of Legends one. So we're going Wingspan here. World's Fair 1893 versus Wormspan. Wormspan is basically Wingspan, but a little more amped up. There's a few more mechanisms in there. You're uncovering these cave cards. You're growing dragons from young to old. I'm going to go World's Fair 1893 because it's a nice lightweight Euro. You can play it with basically anybody. It's buttery smooth in terms of mechanisms. So that is why I'm going World's Fair. Wilmot's Warehouse versus Witchcraft. Wilmot's Warehouse is a cooperative memory game. You are trying to stock this warehouse, but the tiles you get, they're all these like funky shapes and colors. You have to put them face down and then remember where they are. But the way that you're doing this is you're creating a story. So, for example, in the one play I did of this, I still remember a lot of the story from like 6 months ago. We had a cowboy who was here, who was sitting on the toilet with a roll of toilet paper there. He was watching Titanic on the TV. It's just really, you get to create these cool stories. Witchcraft is a solo-only game. You are witches who are trying to fend off evil spirits in the town of Salem, Massachusetts, and not get caught out by the judges and the jury. I'm going to Wilmot's Warehouse here. I got rid of my copy of Witchcraft after one play because it was just too difficult. It was too brain-burny. Going Wilmot's Warehouse. Wild Gardens versus We're Doomed. Wild Gardens, real cozy cooking game, beautiful artwork. We're Doomed, semi-co-op but competitive game where you're trying to get off the planet. So everyone has to put enough money into building the rocket ship that we can get off the planet, but you're also trying to screw over the other players. Normally I don't really like any take that mechanisms, but this one only plays in like 10 minutes, so I guess it's more forgivable. Definitely going Wild Gardens though. Verdant versus Wits and Wagers. Wits and Wagers is my favorite trivia board game because you don't really have to know the trivia. You just have to know who here is good at trivia. So it'll give you a question, something like, how many miles is it between here and the moon? Everyone writes down their answer, and then everyone bets on who they think is closest to the actual answer. So you don't really have to know the answer, but you have to know like, oh, I think Michael is the closest to the actual answer, which makes this my favorite trivia game. Verdant is in the same line as Calico and Cascadia. It's about building houseplants into your house, putting adjacencies of this one needs this much sun versus this one needs this much sun. You get to put cats and all sorts of things in your house. I'm going Verdant. It's cozy. Wayfarers is South Tigris, another big Garfield Euro game versus Werewolf. Again, I've kind of had my fill of social deduction at this point. I'm going to go Wayfarers. Really big, heavy game, but really great. Undaunted Battle of Britain. This is a theme that does not interest me very much. This one was an interesting one. You're flying your planes around, and they have to move in a specific pattern. But there's a really satisfying deck building loop. So if they ever did an Undaunted co-op, I would be more willing to try it out. But as of now, Wavelength, the party game, takes my pick. Unlock the Series versus Viticulture. Which one am I more often in the mood to play? Which one am I more in the mood to play right now? I love both of these. Oh, that's painful. That's painful. Which one? I'm gonna go with Viticulture over Unlock Series, but they're both really high. They're both really high. Things in Rings versus Ticket to Ride. Things in Rings, there's a knower and there are seekers. It's a Venn diagram game. You're putting all of these like Dr. Seuss looking cards into the Venn diagrams, and then the knower has to say, yes, this is in the correct Venn diagram circle, or no, it's not, and move it to the correct one. Ticket to Ride, I think most people know it at this point. It is a train route building game. Good entry level game, good welcoming beginner gateway game, but Things in Rings is my pick. Three Sisters versus Thunder Road Vendetta. Thematically so different. Three Sisters, another roll and write. Things in Rings is seriously underrated. That is absolutely true. Three Sisters versus Thunder Road Vendetta. Three Sisters is a roll and write. You get all these nice combos. The thing before where you like get this thing and that gives you this resource which you can go over here and cross off this thing, which lets you come back over here and cross off this thing. Really satisfying. Thunder Road, just really wild gameplay. You like crashing your cars into one another, like shooting each other. I'm going Three Sisters, but Thunder Road Vendetta is a very fun time. Tiny Towns versus Trio. I just played Tiny Towns for the first time a couple weeks ago. You get this board of 16 like 4x4 grid. You're placing out resources, and every time you get a red resource, so does everyone else at the table. Then the person beside you chooses a blue resource, and everyone gets a blue resource, and you all have to figure out how to build these buildings on your town. As you're going, the board gets more and more restrictive. I found it very brain-burny. Versus Trio, which is a memory game. It's a lightweight game. Each round takes like 5 minutes. You're trying to get sets of 3, hence Trio. And if you get 3 sets of 3, you win. I would pick Trio here because it has become one of my go-to games to introduce to new gamers. Something about it is just so captivating. It draws you back in to play round after round after round. And then, of course, the rounds start blurring together because you're like, wait a minute, was the 7 there? Or was that last game? Really good game. I'm going Trio. Terraforming Mars, the dice game versus Codenames. Terraforming Mars, the dice game, I have not played it in person. I've only played it once on Tabletop Simulator with Gabriel. And we thought it was okay. I would definitely prefer Codenames in most situations. I just played it last night with our babysitting kids. So we're going Codenames. The Crew Mission Deep Sea Cooperative Trick Taker versus Concept. I'm not big on trick taking, but it's been too long since I've played Concept. I'm gonna go with the Crew anyway, despite the fact that I'm not big on trick taking. the fact that it's co-op, that there's missions that you build on. This is my pick, though I don't know that I like it enough to keep it in my collection. I might be passing it on soon. 12 Men's Moors versus 2 Rooms and a Boom. Totally abstract old game versus social deduction game. I like that 2 Rooms and a Boom is team-based social deduction. I think that's better than a lot of them. Let's go with this one. Neither of those would be my picks, though. Concordia versus Turing Machine. These are so different. Concordia is one of the smoothest Euro games you could possibly play. And then Turing Machine is the most refined deduction game you could possibly play. It's basically like... oh, what is it? Basically... Logic Puzzles, the board game. You get this punch card computer. You slot all of these transparent punch cards together, and then it leaves exactly one hole. This is so hard. Concordia is so good. Turing Machine is so good. Which would I rather play right now? Turing Machine. But Concordia is amazing. That's Not a Hat versus Trailblazers. That's Not a Hat is another memory game. My group kind of bounced off of this one, so I don't think it really got a fair shake. I think if you play this with the right group, it would be really fun. Did not happen to me. Trailblazers, nice lightweight pattern tile matching game where you're trying to go after certain objectives. Go on Trailblazers here. Terraforming Mars Ares Expedition versus Connect 4. Obviously Ares Expedition. Ares Expedition is my favorite of the Terraforming Mars series. There's the Big Brother, there's Ares Expedition, and there's the dice game. I like Ares Expedition because of that race for the galaxy thing, where everybody picks a phase, and then everyone else gets the same phase. So this person picked phase 3, this person picked phase 4. Everyone activates phases 3 and 4 now. So there's this little bit of mind game of like, are you gonna produce this round? Because I really want those resources, but I feel like you need them even more. So I think you're gonna produce, so I probably don't need to pick that. So I am gonna go with number 5. Okay, so that is why I like Terraforming Mars. Ares Expedition has the same kind of really satisfying engine building without the area control on the board, which I'm not as big a fan of. Speaking of Terraforming Mars, I'm going to pass on this because I know Ares Expedition is still in the running. I'm going to use that as my, like, since it's my favorite of the series, I think it makes sense to use that as the Terraforming Mars champion. Versus Twilight Inscription. This is one of the biggest, crunchiest, most complex roll and writes I have, and it is fantastic. I'm going to pick Twilight Inscription here. Cartographers versus Concordia. I'm going to delete Concordia here because we have Concordia Venus, which is the same game, but better. Canvas versus Codenames Pictures. I'm going to pick Canvas. It has these transparency cards on it. It creates really beautiful art. Simple. Codenames Pictures is like Codenames, but worse for me. I would prefer to have the words compared to the pictures. Pictures is a little more approachable for younger kids, but we're going Canvas. Captain Flip versus Codenames Duet. Codenames Duet is my favorite of the Codenames varieties. Captain Flip, really nice lightweight game. I've played this several times on Board Game Arena with my brother, and we have a great time every time. But Codenames Duet, I love a co-op game. I love a co-op, so I'm going Codenames Duet. Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza is a slapping game. You're all going around saying taco, cat, goat, cheese, pizza. If at any point, for example, you lay down a goat card while everyone says goat, taco, cat, goat, and it's a goat card. Oh, everyone has to slap their hand. First person down gets something, or the last person loses something. It's kind of mid for me. And then Super Skill Pinball 4K really feels like you're playing pinball in a board game. I'm going pinball. Friday versus Freelancers. Friday is a solo survival game by Friedman Friese. This is my only game I've played of his. I haven't played Power Grid or anything else. Versus Freelancers, a Crossroads game, which is probably in my top 10 games. I'm definitely going Freelancers here. Taunt May says, what website is this? This is PubMeeple Ranking Engine. You can kind of see that. I have loaded in my Board Game Geek all of my games that I've ever played into this, and it is taking me through 1,200 comparisons of this game versus this game, and then it'll create my list of my favorite games. So we're going to be here a while. We are only this far on the progress bar, and we've been going for a little while now. But yeah, great website. Pub Meeple. Let me recenter that on vertical. Okay, I'm definitely going freelancers here. This is some of the most fun I've ever had playing board games. Yeah, Pub Meeple's great. Highly recommend it. Going freelancers here. Telestrations versus Terra Nova. Terra Nova is the lightweight version of Terra Mystica. There's some other really popular games in this line. That's Terra Mystica, Gaia Project, and Age of Innovation. And then the lightweight version is Terra Nova. This is the only one that I've played, and I quite liked it. It has this really interesting resource management where you have to terraform land, and then you also have to manage your own energy in this like spiral grid. It's difficult to explain. Versus Telestrations, I have never laughed as much as when I've played Telestrations, so this is my pick, despite the fact that I like Terra Nova. Oh, it keeps it here, and pits it up against Cantaloupe Book 3, which is a point-and-click adventure game on paper. So I'm definitely going point-and-click here, even though I do like both of these. Camel Up versus Chronicles of Crime. Oh, man. Very different games. Camel Up is this wacky camel racing game. You're trying to bet on which camel is going to cross the finish race first. Versus Chronicles of Crime, it's that detective game vibe. You're like taking notes. You're trying to deduce who the killer is and why. And it really, really feels cool. So I'm going Chronicles of Crime. Harmonies versus Tapple. Harmonies is another in that iteration of the Cascadia kind of game. There's chunky tiles that you're laying down. There's beautiful artwork. And then Tapple is this speed game. So you get this little, I guess this big plastic ring, and then it gives you a category. So what is the category on the box? I don't know. Let's say board games. So you start the timer, you press the timer in the middle, and it gives you like 5 seconds to think of a board game with a letter that has not been chosen yet. So this M, let's go with Minecraft Builders and Biomes. That's a board game. Then you pass it to your neighbor, they reset the timer, and now have to come up with a board game with a different letter. It's really lightweight fun. Harmonies is more the game that I want to play right now. Frostpunk, the board game, big, chunky, heavy survival game, takes up a ton of shelf space, and I only want to play it once a year. Versus Heat, Pedal to the Metal. It's a pretty approachable deck building, deck hand management game where you are trying to race Formula 1 cars. You got to go around the curve at a specific speed, not to spin out. I'm going Frostpunk because even though I only want to play it once a year, it is really satisfying when you can actually play it. Suspend versus Hooky. Suspend is like Jenga-esque game. I don't know if you could really call it a game. It feels kind of more like an activity. Fun though. I had a good time playing it. Versus Hooky, which is basically competitive Wordle. I love Hooky, and it's one of my wife's favorite games too, so that gets it played more often. Sushi Go versus chess. I like some theme at least. I don't really like chess. I appreciate it. I appreciate the people that get into it, but I like theme. So I'm going Sushi Go here. Pick and pass card drafting game. The Chameleon, Social Deduction versus Sunset Over Water. Kind of like a... I thought it was fine. I thought both of these were fine, but I'm going Sunset Over Water, and I'm not even going to explain the gameplay there. Hardback. Deck building. I think I played this one cooperatively, but you can play it competitively. So hardback, cooperative deck building, where you are... It's been a while since I played it, trying to buy different letters so you can use those to continue building letters. I would like to play this more. Versus The Fox in the Forest. It's a 2-player trick-taker game. Like I said before, I don't really like trick-taking, so hardback takes it. Stuffed Fables versus Spots. My First Dungeon Crawl versus lightweight Push Your Luck. I'm actually going to go Spots here. I like Spots. Hanabi versus Splendor. These are two gateway games that came out kind of around the same time. Hanabi, I think, was 2013. Splendor, 2010, 2015, somewhere in there. Splendor is basically engine building distilled to its very simplest form. And Hanabi is another co-op that gives it points for me. I love a co-op. You're trying to build a fireworks show together, but you can't see your own cards. You're holding your own cards out like this so everyone else can see them. You can't see them. So then someone else has to say, Caleb, this card is red. This card and this card are white. You're giving each other clues based on that. I like Hanabi a lot. Spirit Island. Basically a free buy for almost every single round. Spirit Island, I would consider my favorite game, but we'll see if Pub Meeple says differently. Spirit Island versus Sprawlopolis, which is a micro game. It's 18 cards. You're laying these cards on top of each other in all sorts of different ways to satisfy different scoring conditions every game. I think it's a great game, but Spirit Island is my pick. Can't Stop versus Calico. Can't Stop is probably my #1 played game of all time, and I don't know how. Which one beats this? Can't Stop is probably my #1 game of all time, but Calico... Both of these games are great. I'm going to go Can't Stop because that is what I'm more often in the mood to play. Calico is a fantastic solo game. It is really amazing solo. Can't Stop. I'm just always in the mood to play it. Let's go Can't Stop. Stardew Valley, the board game, versus Cantaloupe Book 1. Stardew Valley is my pick here. I love co-op. It's a cozy feel. It's maybe not quite as cozy as the video game because you're like, I don't know, it's kind of hard. But Cantaloupe is also really good. It's, like I said, a point-and-click adventure distilled into a board game. You're using these... Well, you just have to play it. It's really good. Stardew Valley is my pick. Star Wars Unlock, I'm deleting because we already have our candidate for Unlock on the list. Skyteam versus Skyrockets. Skyteam is my pick. It is a 2-player co-op game. Your pilot's trying to land a plane together. Excuse me. One player's pilot, one player's the co-pilot, and you're trying to land the plane together. Skyrockets is a hectic sand timer game. You have to play cards at the right time to flip the sand timers right when the sand is running out. Also really fun. I'm keeping this over Kites in my collection, but Skyteam is my pick. Ship Show versus A Simple Life, and that is a P. Ship Show. I thought this was okay. And I thought A Simple Life is basically somebody's print and play version of a Stardew Valley roll and write, which I thought was fun. It's still in my collection because it's just a printed sheet of paper, but I got rid of Ship Show. Spectacular versus Side Quest Frostpunk. So Side Quest is another escape room kind of series versus Spectacular, dice drafting, pass and play. I'm going Spectacular here. Side Quest versus Silver and Gold. Which would I rather play? It's hard to say because this is... Side Quest was a one-time play, and Silver and Gold is lightweight roll and write. You can play that with basically anybody. I'm going to go Silver and Gold here. Sequoia versus Between Two Castles. Between Two Castles has this really interesting mechanism where I am cooperatively building a castle with the player on my right, I guess to you that's your left, and my right. My left, your right. Goodness. I'm cooperatively building castles with the player on my left and the player on my right. You score for the lowest of your castles. So you have to make sure you're optimizing which castles, both castles, or you're going to lose for both of them. So it's semi-co-op, but there's one winner. Really cool mechanism. And Sequoia was just kind of like push your luck, dice rolling. I thought it was fine, but Between Two Castles is more interesting. Bonanza, basically pure negotiation. Here to Slay. Only play this once. It's a card battler. You're battling the other players, which always takes me down. I don't like negotiation either very much, but I'm still going to pick Bonanza. Happy Salmon. Chaotic fun. You are screaming. It's a yelling game. You're doing happy salmons with each other, high fives, fish bumps. Really cute. And then Chronicles of Crime. Again, let's delete Chronicles of Crime because we already have 1900. No, let's not. Let's go. I am currently more in the mood to play a detective game than a silly game. Four Gardens, resource management, feudal Japan. Fort your children on a playground trying to get pizza and toys. I love the theme. It has some really interesting gameplay. I just got the mini expansion for it, so I need to play it again soon. Let's go Fort. Dude. Oh, this is so hard. Space Base versus Beer and Bread. Beer and Bread is one of my favorite two-player games. But Space Base never misses. You can teach Space Base, and it will hook people on board games. I'm going Space Base, even though Beer and Bread is phenomenal. Gilda Merchant Explorers versus Hadrian's Wall. They're both flip and fill games. Flippin' rights. Hadrian's Wall is big, crunchy. Gilda Merchant Explorers is buttery smooth. I'm going Hadrian's Wall here, but Gilda Merchant Explorers is very good. Space Base because you almost won that one time. I think you did win that game. I think maybe technically Ali won, but we gave it to you because it was rule of cool. I'm going Hadrian's Wall here. Fleet the Dice Game versus Forbidden Island. Forbidden Island is another game by Matt Leacock, who designed Pandemic. I like Pandemic way more than Forbidden Island, though I can't deny Forbidden Island got a lot of people into the hobby around 2010. I don't like it very much. Sorry. Fleet the Dice Game, really satisfying combos. It's a roll and write. You're going fishing, and then you're going into town and buying new fishing equipment, going back out onto the seas, fishing for lobsters and shrimp and all sorts of fish. I love Fleet the Dice Game. It's fantastic. I let you win because you set up that insane 12-to-1 combo. Yes. Yes, that game is fantastic. For Northwood, solo trick-taking game versus Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective. Oh, these games are so different. These games are so different. Would I rather play, the question now, would I rather play Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective, which is you get this map, you get a registry, and you get to interview people. And then you and the other people are like poring over this notebook, like taking notes. You're like, okay, is it this person? Is it this person? Or For Northwood, which is, that is some of the coziest art you can ever see in a board game. It's adorable. I like both of these. I'm going to go Sherlock Holmes because I'm more often in the mood to play detective game versus trick taker, even if it is solo. Solo is probably my favorite way to play trick taker, though. This is a really good game. And I think it's on Board Game Arena. Speaking of trick takers, Skull King, very chaotic trick taker versus the Castles of Burgundy, which is great Euro game. The mechanisms are so distilled. The designer is Stefan Feld, and I think this is the only Feld game I've ever played, but I'm really interested in trying some other ones. Civolution came out last year. It's like a civilization builder. I'm going Castles of Burgundy, since I don't really like trick-taking. But of the chaotic trick-takers I've played, I didn't mind Skull King. And that's high praise for me. Blood on the Clock Tower versus Cascadia. Gabriel, you're out there. I know you have something to say about Cascadia. But it, at one point, was in my top 10. I think it's still really high up there. I think if you can get around some of the weird ways that things score, it is fantastic solo and every other player count. And you cannot say that about a lot of games. Blood on the Clock Tower is social deduction. It's basically werewolf and up to 11. There's no neutral villagers. Everyone has their own powers, and they all interact in really weird ways. I think it is a very good social deduction game, and if I'm in the mood to play social deduction, this is the one that I want to play, but Cascadia is my pick. Another Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective. This is Jack the Ripper. It's just different cases, essentially. And Set, which is pattern matching speed game. I've played this with my friend Emma, and she grew up playing this, so she was like, there's the match. And all of us playing were like, what do we do? So my pick is Sherlock Holmes. I think this would be really good to play with kids, though. I think that's true. Catan versus So Clover. Easy, So Clover. Catan's trash game. Trash game, Catan. So Clover is one of the greatest word games of all time. I'm gonna let you finish Catan, but So Clover's easy pick. Scout versus Skate Summer. This was the card game of the year a couple years ago. I think it was nominated for the Spiel des Jahres. And Skate Summer is a nice Tony Hawk pro skating, push your luck game. You're trying not to bust by falling off of your skateboard. I don't know. Which am I more in the mood to play? Right now I'm more in the mood to play Scout, but Skate Summer's a great game. I don't think either of these will be leaving my collection anytime soon. Bomb Busters versus Scythe. Bomb Busters, you're a bomb disposal unit, cooperatively trying to defuse the bomb. It can get really tense and have these like big moments of, yes, we got it, or total utter despair when you blow up. Scythe is you would think it's like a war game, but Scythe is really more of a resource management Cold War game. There's always a threat of war, but you're trying to get food, oil, all of this stuff. Scythe is a very good game in that genre. I am not often in the mood for that genre, so I'm going Bomb Busters, which is one of my favorite games of the past year. Scrabble versus the Search for Lost Species. Scrabble is hard for my brain. It is hard for my brain. Whereas the Search for Lost Species should be harder, because it is a deduction game where you're trying to say, like, okay, snakes can only go in this type of land on the island. Quokkas can only go in this type of land on the island. It's all app-assisted. I love this whole series, the Search For series. Search for Lost Species, Search for Planet X. And I have on my shelf, but I haven't played the Search for UAPs, which is aliens. Search for Lost Species over Scrabble for me. Scattergories versus Flip 7, both party games that get people talking. Flip 7 is quicker. Scattergories is more thinky. I'm going Flip 7 here. I think it's a fun game. Battle of Versailles versus Sea Salt and Paper. Battle of Versailles was a head-to-head game. You would think it's about, you know, a war battle in Versailles, but no. It is about an actual fashion show that happened in the 1970s to raise money for the restoration of the Palace of Versailles. I hated this game. Maybe hated is too strong, but I thought it was combative in exactly the way that I do not like in board games. You're trying to tear each other down. You're trying to destroy each other's dresses and stuff. I did not like it at all. Sea Salt and Paper has a little bit of take that in there, but I find it more cozy, even if you're like occasionally steal a card from another player. Sea Salt and Paper's great. Search for Planet X or Flamecraft. My hot take. I didn't really like Flamecraft that much. I've played it 3 times now, and it just feels like it's missing something every time. It's really cute, really cozy. I think for people who don't play many board games, this would be a great pick. But because I played 300 of them, it's not one that I'm ever going to reach for, really. I'm going to Search for Planet X, another deduction game. Burgle Bros versus Rory's Story Cubes. Rory's Story Cubes are hardly a game. It's really more an activity. You get all these symbols and you have to make a story out of it. Burgle Bros, cooperative heist game. You're trying to rob a bank together, rob an office building, and every player gets unique powers. Really fun game. Going to Burgle Bros. Castle Combo versus Gingerbread House. Castle Combo is a tableau builder, but you only get 9 cards in the tableau. So you have a top left, top middle, top right, 3 in this row, 3 in this row. That's it. That's the whole tableau. And you have to come up with synergies in how the cards work together. So, like, you want 2 points for every commoner or 2 points for every nobleman. And then you're drafting cards from the 2 different rows Gingerbread House, you are witches who are trying to eat fairy tale creatures by capturing them in your gingerbread house. Great theme. I'm more often in the mood to play Castle Combat, though. Fog of Love versus Boss Monster. Fog of Love is a particular game. It is kind of role-playing light, because you're putting yourself in the shoes of someone who is Tableau builder. Fog of Love is a pseudo role-playing game for 2 players only, and I think it would work better if my wife Allie were into role-playing games. I have this in my pile of games to get rid of. It was one of the first games that I acquired into our collection when I was building the collection, so something just has kept me from getting rid of it, but I don't think we're going to return to it. I had fun when I did, and if your partner really likes role-playing, this would be a great game to play with them. Versus Boss Monster, it's a dungeon crawling game, kind of, but you are the dungeon. You're building this dungeon. I thought it was interesting, but I'd rather play Fog of Love. Sail, 2-player cooperative trick-taking. I like trick-taking when there's a twist on it. This one has a board, and it's cooperative. Trying to avoid the Kraken and stuff like that. Say Anything takes the apples to apples or Cards Against Humanity voting style gameplay, except it's actually a good game because you're not just playing a card down with something, ooh, this is a, I don't know. You know. It's not just something that's non-politically correct just because it's silly. You get to write anything on the board. And for that, there's actual creativity in this game. I'm picking Say Anything over Sail. Rolling Realms versus Sagrada. AWOL Nation moments. If you like Sudoku, Sagrada is the game for you. It has beautiful, transparent dice, and you are using these dice to place onto your stained glass window. There's restrictions on the stained glass window, so you can't put a 5 next to another 5. You can't put a purple next to another purple. So it's another one of those games that as you place more and more dice, the grid gets more restrictive. You're also drafting the dice in a snake draft with all the other players. So player 1, then 2, then 3. Then 3 takes a second turn, then 2, then 1. Really satisfying gameplay. I love Sagrada. My wife doesn't like it, so I can hardly ever play it, but I love this game. Rolling Realms is a modular game that is based on other board games. It started off, Stonemaier Games wanted to create a game that you could play with anybody over YouTube or over Zoom when COVID started. So they made all of these realms based on all of their other games. So there's a Wingspan realm, there's a Viticulture realm, a Scythe realm. All of the Stonemaier games got realms. Then they started doing promo packs with games from other publishers. So I think there's 60 realms or something at this point, and they all play differently. It's a really cool modular system, and I really like it. I don't own Rolling Realms, and I saw at one point on Facebook Marketplace, this guy was selling 50 realms for his set of Rolling Realms with 50 realms in there for $25. Oh, I wish I'd gotten it. I'm gonna go Sagrada here, but it does pain me to leave Rolling Realms on the table. Is that true? No, they're pretty equal, but I am going Sagrada. You can play Rolling Realms for free online, by the way. There's a free print and play. Okay, Great Western Trail versus Roll Camera. These games are great. Great Western Trail, we've already talked about a little bit. It's a cowboy game. There's trains, cowboys, deck building, worker placement. It's fantastic. Roll Camera is a co-op filmmaking board game. Humor does not often work in board games, but it works in this one. The creator, Malachi something, the creator of this board game also writes a web comic, so his humor is just peak. Which am I more often in the mood to play? Probably Great Western Trail. Roll Camera's fantastic, though. It's really good. And I would rather play Roll Camera than Robinson Crusoe. Robinson Crusoe is, I think, a little too punishing for what I want most of the time. Roll Camera is one of those co-op games that normally you can win, which I appreciate. Bananagrams versus River Valley Glassworks. Bananagrams has that other, like, the Scrabble thing that I find really difficult to put all these words together. River Valley Glassworks is just cute. Great production, cute art. It's kind of like Azul-esque in terms of gameplay. Just simple rules, but like plays smoothly. I'm going River Valley Glassworks. Bandito, you're trying to stop a bandit from escaping his jail cell, from digging out through tunnels. You get these little cards about that big, except when you play them out on the table, it gets huge. It gets like, you can't really see my arms, but it gets enormous. Versus Railroad Inc., a roll and write spatial puzzle. You're trying to put the dice. There's trains. It's a good game, but I'm going Bandito. Regicide versus Railroad Inc. Yellow version. Definitely going Regicide here. It is a game you can play with a standard 52 card deck, where you are killing the evil kings and queens through using different powers. Every suit has a different power. So the clubs deal double damage. The spades, I think, remove the opponent's attack. One of them blocks, something like that. I love Regicide. It's a great game. Raiders of Scythia versus Rhino Hero. I am culling Raiders of Scythia only because I have other midweight Euro games in my collection that I would probably pull off of the shelf more than Raiders of Scythia. I just played it solo last month. I think it's a great game. Versus Rhino Hero, it's a stacking game, kind of like Jenga. It's nothing close to Jenga, but it's a great game for kids. It's fun to stack this tower of cards, and then eventually all the cards come toppling down. It's fun. I'm normally more in the mood for a Euro game than that type of game. Red Flags, I hate this type of game. We were talking about it earlier. The apples to apples, Cards Against Humanity style game that invokes no creativity. It's just you put a card down and then the person votes on their favorite card. Can we stop? Can we stop designing this type of game? I think it is time for us to move past. Even like big creators are still making this type of game. I guess because it sells. Aquatica. Smooth play, smooth gameplay, great theme. You're underwater like mermaid, mermen, mer people. And the gameplay is really smooth. I like Aquatica a lot. Quest for El Dorado is an entry-level deck builder game where you're racing on a map through the jungle. It's really cool. Versus Game of Thrones, the board game, which I think is a good game, but it is not a game that I am in the mood to play very often, so I'm going Quest for El Dorado. Hydration. Punderdome. Man, we're going an hour and we're this far in? I'm gonna need to speed up. Punderdome, a card game for pun lovers versus Ravine. Co-op game. I don't think either of these are particularly great designs, but I had fun playing Punderdome. And Ravine I thought was just kind of okay. So I'm going Punderdome. Floor Plan versus Point Salad. Floor Plan's silly. My wife loves it. Point Salad, very lightweight. You could play with basically anybody. Oh, this is a hard pick. I'm going to go Floor Plan. Point Salad versus Bag of Chips. Going Point Salad for sure. A Place for All My Books versus The Quacks of Quedlinburg. This might upset some people. I'm going to go with A Place for All My Books. And the reason why is I like the spatial puzzle and I like the theme. Whereas Quacks, the theme doesn't really do much for me. The like building a potion into your bag. I like the feeling of pulling something out of a bag. You're pulling these potion ingredients out of a bag and then placing them on your board. I like the gameplay. The theme is okay for me in Quacks. But every time I play Quacks, I get frustrated because I'm like, oh, I just want this one last ingredient. Oh, I busted. I'm so bad at Push Your Luck that A Place for All My Books takes this win. Seventh Continent versus Gnoming Around. Big open world survival exploration game versus a tiny little card game. I like the big open world game. Pitch Car versus Point City. Pitch Car is one of the greatest flicking games of all time. You're flicking these cars around this racetrack. It's great. Point City is like Splendor, but better. Point City, I don't think it's going to leave my collection. I like Point City a lot. But Pitch Car, if I get the chance to play it at somebody else's house or somebody else's event, I will play Pitch Car every time. A Gentle Rain versus The Pursuit of Happiness. A Gentle Rain has to take this. And the reason is that I have played A Gentle Rain so many times. I'm like always in the mood to play A Gentle Rain. Solo, with other people, anything. It's so cute. Tile, you're laying tiles down, matching symbols. You're at the lake. Beautiful. Pursuit of Happiness is a Euro game where you are growing up from teenager to adulthood to old age and then dying of old age. It is a fantastic theme. It's what I wish the game of life were. I have the Pursuit of Happiness and Adulthood. I love both of these games, and they're both in my collection, even though they have the same theme. But I'm going A Gentle Rain. Flapjacks and Sasquatches. I hated this game. It's one of these games that you are just, it's take that, take that, take that. You're trying to tear the other players down, which I don't like as a general. I don't like that in general. But specifically in this game, the mechanisms of the game just kept making the game longer. So every time you tear another person down, and it's been a while since I played this, but every time you do a move to tear another person down, you extend the length of the game by another couple minutes. And the game wants you to do this. So you take what should be a 10-minute game at max, and you stretch it out into 50 minutes. I hated this game. Poetry for Neanderthals is at least like me speak good with one syllable. I don't know how to say syllable in one syllable. You speak like Neanderthals. It's fun. Fun party game. And then if someone messes up, you get to hit them with a big inflatable bonk thing. Finspan versus Obsession. Ooh. I've played both of these with the same friend, Peter. I like both of these a lot. Wingspan is my favorite of the Wingspan, Wormspan, Finspan trilogy, but Finspan is a close second. I really liked Finspan. And then Obsession is basically Pride and Prejudice, the board game. You're trying to attract the attention of the Fairchild family. It feels really thematic. This is more of a heavier weight, on the heavier side of medium. This is on the lighter side of medium. I'm gonna go Obsession though. It does pain me. One Night Ultimate Werewolf. This will probably leave my collection. I have been cooling more and more on social deduction, so this is gonna leave. One Deck Dungeon. A cute little dungeon crawl, dice placement. I think it's got great mechanisms. Would be good solo or 2 players co-op. One Deck Dungeon is my pick. New York Zoo versus Green Team Wins. Green Team Wins is a really nice party game. Gets people laughing, gets people talking. Versus New York Zoo, Polyomino, Tetris-shaped pieces, filling out your board. New York Zoo's the pick. Green Team Wins versus Fun Facts. I like Fun Facts more, but Fun Facts has left my collection already because Ito replaced it, so I'm gonna pick Green Team Wins. A Feast for Odin versus Azul. A Feast for Odin is another huge game. I have not added it to my collection. I played it on BGA 3 or 4 times, BoardGameArena.com, and I love this game. Azul I've cooled more and more on. I think it's a good intro level game, and I keep it because my wife Allie likes it a lot. But if she didn't, I would probably pass it on from the collection already. I'm going to Feast for Odin. The Art Project versus Arc Nova. The Art Project is another co-op game. You are trying to stop art thieves from stealing these famous paintings. Versus Arc Nova, which is I would call it heavyweight. A lot of people call it medium weight. Zoo game. It's basically what you want Zoo Tycoon, the board game, to be. There is a Zoo Tycoon board game, but it was apparently trash. So we're going with Ark Nova here. I love this game. My Little Scythe versus Mysterium Park. I'm laughing at this matchup because these are the only two games that our babysitting kids ever want to play, and we played both of them last night. My Little Scythe is Scythe, the big board game distilled down into like a children's game. I just gave it to the babysitting kids last night. I was like, you guys can have it. We're never going to play this with anyone except for you guys. And then if we ever have kids, we can reacquire the game. It'll probably be pretty easy to find. Versus Mysterium Park, which is my favorite version of this type of like Dixit style card artwork, dream cards. I like both of these games, but because we've only ever played them both with babysitting kids, I'm gonna go My Little Scythe. There's a little more going on there. Bandita versus Apiary, very different games. Bandita, I did not like as much as Bandito. You're also trying to stop her from escaping. And then Apiary, Bees in Space. That's such a sick theme. I've played 2 half games of this. I don't think I've ever finished a game, but it's on Board Game Arena, so I should probably try it. I'm gonna go Apiary. Parks versus Monikers. Parks versus Monikers. Monikers, big party game, gets everybody laughing. Parks, very pretty game. One-way action selection, so you start at this part of the trail and you hike your little hiker down along the trail, and as they go, they gain different ingredients and stuff. Skipping this song, I don't like it. I'm gonna go Monikers just because it's silly, makes you laugh a little more. Agricola, All Creatures Big and Small versus Pandemic. Pandemic is one of the greatest co-op games of all time. I think it still holds up, and I would love to try some more of the variations, like Pandemic Legacy. That would be really cool. Yeah, I would love to try that. Let's go Pandemic. Outfoxed, a game for 5-year-olds, literally 5-year-olds, versus Paint the Roses, which is a cooperative deduction game trying to run away from the Queen of Hearts. Let's go Paint the Roses. Ezra Nehemiah versus Pictionary. That's basically a buy for Ezra Nehemiah. Payday versus Pictionary. Neither of these games are that great. I would rather play Payday because Pictionary I'd rather play Telestrations. Pergola versus Patchwork Americana Edition. Patchwork is a great 2-player game. Also, it's got that polyomino tile laying thing. Pergola, really cute artwork, cozier theme. This is a toss-up. This could go either way. I'm gonna go Pergola though. Magic the Gathering versus My Farm Shop. My Farm Shop is... it's like Space Base where you gain things on everybody else's turn. So I roll an 8, you get to activate your 8 space. I like that theme a lot. Space Base is my favorite iteration in that mechanism. And I'm not a card battling guy, so I'm sorry to the Magic the Gathering people. I'm going My Farm Shop. Seven Wonders Duel versus Adulthood. Seven Wonders Duel is one of the most iconic 2-player games, and it spawned a whole genre of 2-player duel games. Versus Adulthood, nice lightweight tableau builder. We just played it last week. I'm gonna go Adulthood here, though I do like Seven Wonders Duel. Fate Flip, Washed Ashore. A survival game you can play in the palm of your hand. Really cool. Still on my shelf, even though I have not beaten it. I need to go back and play it. Got this at Gen Con 2024. Really enjoyed it. And then Far Away, played on Board Game Arena a couple times. It has this scoring thing where you lay your cards down left to right, but then they score right to left, which for a lot of people, they said it really broke their brains. For me, it did not at all. I found it easy and not fun. Going Fate Flip. Animal upon Animal, stacking these animal meeples versus Exit. And this is my one entry of the Exit franchise. I'm going Exit. Artisans of Splendid Vale versus Second Wonders. These are very different games. This is a big campaign game where you're reading a storybook and trying to progress in the storybook, and then every once in a while you'll have an encounter. So then you open up this big spiral-bound book and you have a dungeon, or you have a battle of some sort. Really cool adventure game. Versus Seven Wonders. which of the gateway drafting games, I really like this one. It has grown on me over time. The first time I played Seven Wonders, I was not a big fan, but the more I play it, the more I see the appeal. I like, oh, this is fun. This is a lot of fun. My wife won't play either of these with me, though, which definitely colors my opinion of both of them. She thinks Seven Wonders is ugly, and she said for story games like Artisans of Splendid Vale, she would rather just be reading a book. I'm going to go Splendid Vale because I'm excited to go in and finish the campaign solo. I've never finished a big... No, Gabriel and I finished one campaign together, but I've never finished a solo campaign, so I'm excited for that. Martian Dice, lightweight filler game, Visitor in Blackwood Grove, hidden information game. We're going Martian Dice. Interesting, they're both alien themed. Everdell versus Endangered Rescue Number 1 Galapagos Penguins. This was like a 1-hour escape room game, and Everdell is tableau builder, cute art, beautiful. I had a really good experience with this one, but I'm not going to return to it, so let's go Everdell. But Mlem, like we said, we played this without really understanding the rules, so I'm going to go Galapagos Penguins. Middle Ages versus Exploding Kittens. Exploding Kittens is another game that I think goes on way too long. I think I would have a lot more fun with it if it were 5-minute rounds, which I know is asking a lot, but I think it goes on 20, 25-minute, 30-minute rounds. No, we're going Middle Ages here, which is really satisfying. It has the same drafting mechanism as King Domino, where you can get the better stuff, but then you have to go later in turn order. I think it's a cool mechanism. Machikoro is similar in the space-based mechanism, but nowhere near as good as space-based for me. I'm going Meadow, which is a beautiful, beautiful card engine game. The Mind Extreme versus Isla and Something Shiny. Isla and Something Shiny. No, I did complete a solo campaign, and this was it. Resource management, really good storyline. There's some rules questions that were not really clear in the rule book. Versus the Mind Extreme, I would rather play the Mind. I'm going Isla and Something Shiny. Drunk, Stoned, or Stupid. Again, I hate this type of game. Let's get rid of it. Out of here. Versus Dune Imperium. Restrictive worker placement game. Really hard to get anything done, I found. I would try it again, but I didn't love my first play. Dragon Keepers versus Super Fight. Dragon Keepers is a lightweight, like How to Train Your Dragon game, really cozy. I would play this on a weeknight. Versus Super Fight, big rowdy group game. You're arguing like, no, my Superman with a laser arm, or with, I don't know, what would Superman have? With Superman with Wolverine claws would totally beat your Godzilla with a bouncy house. And you just have to argue. I think it was really fun when I was playing it. I don't need to have it in my collection anymore. I'm going Dragon Keepers. Dutch Blitz. Oh my gosh. This game is so hectic. Dutch Blitz is speed. I am speed. You are laying down cards as fast as you can, waiting for other people to open up a... I have a 7 in my hand. I need to play the 7. I need to play the 7. If you play the 6, I can play the 7. Too stressful for me. I love Earth. Earth is a fantastic game. You are growing an environment, building an island. It's so cute. I love Earth. Luthier versus Skull. Skull, bluffing game. I don't like bluffing that much. Luthier, big heavyweight worker placement game. You're crafting instruments for patrons, such as Mozart, such as all of these composers, whoever. I really liked my one play of Luthier. I would love to play it again, now that I have a little bit more of an idea of what is going on. Draftosaurus versus Eat Poop You Cat. I'm going to get rid of this because it's exactly the same game as Telestrations, but just on pen and paper, and you do it yourself. So deleting Eat Poop You Cat from the rankings. And let's lay down a save. 12:14 p.m. January 8th, 2026. Okay. Daybreak, which I have played online 40 times or something. This is a game you are trying to stop climate change together. You really have to work with each other, or you are going to lose terribly. Phase 10, exactly the same kind as all these other ones. They just get longer and longer and longer and longer. I hate Phase 10. I'm sorry to those of you who are watching who like it. I know you're out there. I'm on Daybreak for sure. Longshot the Dice Game versus Lord of the Rings Duel for Middle Earth. This is roll and write. It's got some of those satisfying combos that a lot of the ones in the roll and write genre do. Lord of the Rings Duel for Middle Earth is very, very thematic. Everything you do is from the theme of Lord of the Rings, and it feels like you are making an alternate history version of the films or of the books. I think it's a really great game, but a lot of the times it's too combative for me, so I'm more often in the mood to play Longshot the Dice Game. Pentago versus Llama Land. I don't like themeless abstracts that much. This one had an interesting thing where you spin the quarters, but still a themeless abstract game. Llama Land, you're building up the mountains in Peru, putting the llamas on there. Really great game. I like this one, Llama Land. Hearing Things versus New Phone Who This. Both of these mass market party games. New Phone Who This is the voting thing that I hate, so let's go Hearing Things. The Mind versus Villainous. The Mind is my pick here because I think you can introduce so many players to board games through the Mind. A lot of people are like, is the Mind even a game? It's more of an activity. I don't care. I think it's fun with the right players, so I'm going the Mind. Deer in the Headlights Game versus Decorum, another mass market roll the dice, hardly a game versus Decorum, the passive-aggressive game of cohabitation, I think is what the box says. Really fun. You're trying to decorate this house together, but I want only red items on the left side of the house, but I can't tell you that because I'm passive-aggressive. Just really fun game. It always gets people talking. Dead Cells, the roguelite board game versus A Little Wordy. Little Wordy's a fun two-player game, but Dead Cells, the roguelite board game, is fantastic. Leviathan Wilds versus Mexican Train. Easy pick Leviathan Wilds. Easy pick Draft and Write Records. Ito versus Micro Macro. Oh, I have Micro Macro on my pile to get rid of, but only because I've played all of the cases in the box. And I've thought about getting all of the other cases and combining them into one box. But Ito is the breakaway party game hit of this year. I love Ito. I'm starting to kind of play it out. Like, I've played it so many times that I'm ready to try some other party games. But the fact that people keep asking for it over and over, Ito's my pick. In Vino Morte versus Distilled. In Vino Morte is the scene from The Princess Bride where Vizzini is going, I know that you would put the poison in front of you, so I am going to drink this one. But you would know that I would know that you would put the poison in front of you, so obviously the poison is in this one. That's what this game is in a nutshell. It's so fun. Versus Distilled, a game about distilling spirits. Really smooth gameplay, really thematic. I'm going Distilled here, though I do love In Vino Morte as a party game. Villainous versus Don't Get Got. I'm not big on either of these games. Don't Get Got is like an activity you do while you're doing other stuff that day. So everybody gets a challenge, and you have to get the other players to, I don't know, you have to get the other players to say a specific word. Say the word envelope, for example. And then the first person to complete all of their challenges wins. Disney Villainous. Too much take that for me, but I'm still going to pick Villainous over Don't Get Got. Coup, Bluffing, Social Deduction, Who Knew, Child's Game, I don't like Coup. I'm going Who Knew. Jaws versus Cards Against Humanity. I don't like Cards Against Humanity. You can play it in middle school and have a fun time, and then I don't think it's fun. Jaws has this really interesting two-act structure. So the first act, you're around the island, you're building up your defenses against the shark. One player is playing the shark. Everyone else is playing the people in Amity. Whatever, the Amity Island. I forget what it's called. And then the second act is you're on the boat in the middle of the ocean. And the shark is trying to destroy the boat and eat everybody. And the other players are trying to kill the shark. I think it's a really fun game. Go ahead, Jaws. Dice Forge versus Cubitos. Dice Forge has, you're rolling dice, but each of the die faces can pop out and be upgraded. I played this online on Board Game Arena and had a really fun time. Cubitos, though, is amazing. It's by John D. Clare, the same designer as Space Base, and it's like deck building, except your deck are dice, so it's a dice pool building game, and then you're rolling them, and you get all these abilities, and you get to race around the racetrack. Fun game. Let's Go to Japan versus Journey Adventure Quest. Journey Adventure Quest is a drafting game where you are drafting armor and weapons to go on a journey adventure quest. I've only played it once on Tabletop Simulator, and it's been a while, but I remember really liking it. And then Let's Go to Japan. Oh, so beautiful game. You are planning a trip to Japan Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then at the end of the game, you execute the trip and see how many points you got. It's really cozy. Really good game. Oh, they're so different. Drafting is fun. Drafting is a fun mechanism. The theme of Let's Go to Japan, I think, takes it over the top. Ice School versus Kites. Kites has had big hit. Kites has been a big hit with family, so I'm going Kites. Just One versus Dice Miner, one of the greatest party games of any time, of all time, versus Dice Miner. If you're playing 2 players, you eventually by the end of the game, you just have this huge pile of dice that you're rolling, chucking. It feels really great to roll that many dice. I'm going Just One just because I have played it so much, and it is always a hit. Kabuto Sumo versus Carcassonne. I didn't love either of these, which is sacrilege for a lot of people who love Carcassonne. Kabuto Sumo is a sumo game. You get a disc about that big, and then you have these little other discs that you're trying to put on there and push all of the other discs off. It's like the penny game at the casino or arcade or whatever. I didn't love it, but I still liked it more than Carcassonne. Aggravation, I hate this game. Horizon Spirit Island it is. Deliverance versus King Domino. Deliverance. Deep Sea Adventure versus King Domino. King Domino. Landmarks versus Letter Jam. Both cooperative. Or at least Landmarks has a cooperative mode. Do I want cooperative? No, they're both cooperative word games. That's really interesting. Which one am I more in the mood to play more often? I don't own either of these. I would probably more often be in the mood to play Letter Jam, but it is very close. Hues and Cues versus Cash and Guns. Going Hues and Cues here as a party game. Cult Following is another one of those voting games that I hate. I'm going Clask. Deep Rock Galactic versus Be a Broadway Star. Deep Rock Galactic. Dinosaur Island. World's Fair 1893 versus Wingspan. Win goes to Wingspan here. World's Fair. Wormspan. Wild Gardens versus Wilmot's Warehouse. Wild Gardens takes the win. Wilmot's Warehouse takes the win over We're Doomed. And then I would really rather not play either of these again, but We're Doomed is a shorter gameplay experience, so I'll play that. Wayfarers versus Verdant. This is hard. No, it's not that hard. Wayfarers is my pick. It's got that big, crunchy, like, I love that decision space there. Verdant, I'd rather play that over Werewolf. I'd rather play Wits and Wagers over Werewolf. Viticulture versus Wavelength. Viticulture is one of the greatest Euro games of all time. You're making wine, growing grapes, turning it into wine. It's great. Unlock, I'd rather play it over Wavelength. Wastelandia, again, it just needed some more development. Maybe they've done some more since I played it last. I'm gonna go Wavelength. The theme of Wastelandia beats out the theme of Undaunted. Three Sisters versus Things in Rings. Both of these games are fantastic. They're both so good. This is roll and write combos. This is co-op, Venn diagram, deduction. Oh, man. That's hard. That's really hard. Man. Three Sisters versus Things in Rings. This one's making me physically sick. I don't want either of these to win. I don't want either of these to lose. I want them both to win. If I were to say today, right now, which one am I more in the mood to play, it's going to be Three Sisters. Things in Rings beats Thunder Road Vendetta for me. Thunder Road Vendetta beats Ticket to Ride for me. Codenames versus Trio. Trio only because I know Codenames Duet is still out there. Codenames versus Tiny Town. Probably rather play Codenames. Terraforming Mars Dice Game versus Tiny Towns. Probably rather play Tiny Towns. Two Rooms in a Room versus The Crew. Trick Taker don't love. Social Deduction don't love. I'm going to go The Crew still. I think the concept is better than Social Deduction for me. Trailblazers, Tiny Tile Builder versus Deduction. Turing Machine takes it. Concordia takes it over Trailblazers. Ooh, another difficult one. I really like Ares Expedition. I really do. And I really like Twilight Inscription. I'm more often in the mood to play Twilight Inscription, but I think when I play Ares Expedition, I have a better time. Because Twilight Inscription has been hit or miss. There's like somebody who just can't get stuff going. I'm going to go Ares Expedition. Obviously, Twilight Inscription beats Connect 4. Terraforming Mars beats Connect 4. Canvas beats Cartographers. Cartographers beats Codenames Pictures. Codenames Duet beats Super Skill Pinball. These are pretty similar to me. These are similar. Super Skill Pinball versus Captain Flip. I'm going to say Super Skill Pinball beats this because there's 4 different pinball machines in the box and there's more variability there. Captain Flip beats Taco Cheese. I have laughed so hard at both of these games. Freelancers is like D&D in a box with an app-controlled narrator that is phenomenal. I'm going Freelancers over Telestrations here. Telestrations over Friday. Cantaloupe over Friday. Terra Nova over Friday because Friday is so difficult to win. If Friday were easier to win, I might pick Friday here. Harmonies over Chronicles of Crime or Chronicles of Crime. What's my favorite of the tile builder? I love this genre. I love this genre. Detective game versus tile builder. Oh, dude. That's hard. I'll go Harmonies, but barely. Chronicles of Crime easily clears Tapple. Camel Up clears Tapple. Hooky beats Frostpunk for me because Frostpunk is so big, it takes so much to set it up. Hooky wins there, but Frostpunk beats Suspend. Heat beats Suspend. Sushi Go beats Sunset Over Water. Sunset Over Water beats Chess. Chess beats the Chameleon. Spots versus Hardback. This is interesting because I played Spots a lot more. Hardback, I played once and it wasn't a great play, but I think I would have more fun going back to it than I would Spots. I'm still going to pick Spots. Stuffed Fables versus Hardback. Stuffed Fables. Spot It versus Hardback, Hardback. Spot It versus the Fox in the Forest. I don't love either of these, but I'm still going to go Fox in the Forest. Spirit Island, easy. Easy pick. Hanabi versus Sprawlopolis. Not an easy pick. I'm going to go Sprawlopolis. Stardew Valley versus Can't Stop. I'm going Stardew Valley. Cantaloupe versus Can't Stop. Cantaloupe is a one-time play. Can't Stop, I'm always in the mood to play. Let's go Can't Stop. Calico versus Cantaloupe. I'm going to go Calico. Sky Team or Forest Shuffle? Sky Team. Skyrockets or Forest Shuffle. Probably more often in the mood to play Forest Shuffle. Spectacular or A Simple Life? Spectacular. Silver and Gold versus A Simple Life? A Simple Life. Ship with a P, Show, or Silver and Gold? Silver and Gold. one-time play, which I had a good time with, versus game I did not have that good of a time with. I don't really like negotiations, so we're going between two castles. I don't really like the push your luck in Sequoia, but is it better than Bonanza? No, I think Bonanza's a better game. Sequoia. Oh, dude. These keep getting rougher. And look, we're only here. We're only at this point. We've been going an hour and a half. So at the same rate. How long is that? Okay, I'm using a little bit of sticky note to measure on my screen. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like 4.5 more of what we've already done. Woo! Let's speed up then. Fort or Chronicles of Crime? Let's go. Chronicles of Crime. Fort. Four Gardens. Dude, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Space Base or Hadrian's Wall? Ugh! Oh, are you kidding me? At one point, I would consider both of these games in my top 10. I don't know if they still are. They're both really satisfying. Great gameplay. Space Base versus Hadrian's Wall. I gotta speed up. Space Base because you can introduce more people. Hadrian's Wall because it has more combos, though Beer and Bread is fantastic. Beer and Bread over Gilded Merchants Explorers. Sherlock Holmes because I prefer Three Sisters over Fleet. Fleet because I like the combos more than trick taking. For Northwood. Snake Oil. Cascadia versus Castle Burgundy. I'm going Cascadia. You can play with more people. Castle Burgundy versus Blood on the Clock Tower. Castles of Burgundy. Blood on the Clock Tower wins against Skull King. So Clover wins against Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes beats Catan. Catan beats Set. Bombusters beats Scout. Scout beats Scythe. Skate Summer beats Scythe. Lost Species beats Flip 7. Flip 7 beats Scrabble. Scrabble beats Categories. Planet X beats Sea Salt and Paper. Sea Salt and Paper beats Flamecraft. Flamecraft beats Battle of Versailles. Ooh, we're on a roll. Let's go. Castle Combo beats Burgle Brothers. Gingerbread House beats Burgle Bros. Say Anything beats Fog of Love. Sail beats Fog of Love. Oh, another challenging one. I am more often in the mood to play Great Western Trail, not least of which because my wife doesn't like Sagrada, but she does like Cowboy Game. So we're going to go Cowboy Game. Roll Camera, I love. Sagrada, I love. Rolling Realms, I love. Bandito. Jacob, welcome. Welcome to stream. We're doing some rankings. This is the website Pub Meeple, and we have 1,200 head-to-head battles to do. That's a ton. Railroad Inc. It's a roll and write game where you're trying to build a train route. River Valley Glassworks, very cute. I'm going with this one. Bananagrams, not often in the mood to play, but more often than Railroad Inc. I would rather play Regicide than Raiders of Scythia. Both great games, but Regicide is a game you can play with a normal 52 card deck. You're trying to beat the kings and queens using all of these special powers. Raiders of Scythia is a good game. I'm just less often in the mood to play it. I am more often in the mood to play it than Railroad Inc. though. And brilliant stream, by the way. Thank you. I appreciate it. Rhino Hero is a card stacking game. You're building this tower out of cards, and then it can all fall over. It's very much like Jenga. It's very fun. Quest for Eldorado is a deck building game where you're traversing a jungle. Aquatica is like a Mer People game. I like the Mer People theme more, but the gameplay is really good in Quest for Eldorado, so I'm going to pick that over Red Flags, and Game of Thrones goes over Red Flags. Would I rather make puns, or would I floor plan better? I like floor plan. Point Salad, Punderdome. I didn't love either of these games. I think I'd rather do Ravine because it's co-op. Ooh. A Place for All My Books or the Seventh Continent. I'm going to pick A Place for All My Books because I'm more often in the mood for a cozy game than I am an open world survival game. Place for All My Books wins. Quacks. I've been cooling on Quacks. Every time I play it, I get more and more frustrated. I'm going to go Seventh Continent. I still like Quacks more than Gnoming Around, though. Gentle Rain versus Pitch Car. These are two games that I'm almost always in the mood to play. Pitch Car is a flicking game. You're flicking these discs around a racetrack. And Gentle Rain is a tile laying game. You're laying down tiles, enjoying the beautiful ambiance. I'm going Gentle Rain here because I love cozy games. I'm going to go Pursuit of Happiness as well. Obsession beats Poetry for Neanderthals for sure. Finspan beats Poetry for Neanderthals. I think New York Zoo beats One Deck Dungeon, which I wouldn't have expected. I think Green Team Wins also beats One Deck Dungeon because of the laughs. Fun Facts is kind of getting relegated down to the bottom because of Ito. Oh, dude, these are some heavy hitters. Ark Nova versus A Feast for Odin. Both heavyweight games. Both kind of sandboxy. You can explore lots of different avenues to win in these. It may sound shallow, but I think if the art on Feast for Odin were better, it would score a little higher here. I'm going to go Ark Nova. Feast for Odin beats the Art Project. Art Project beats Azul. Apiary beats My Little Scythe. Actually, My Little Scythe, I think, beats Bandita. It's a nice short game. You can play it in 30 minutes. Mysterium Park, also another nice short game. Pandemic or Monikers? I love co-ops. So Pandemic, I think, takes this. But Monikers, you laugh so much. I think Parks over Agricola. Ezra and Nehemiah versus Paint the Roses. Big Euro game versus co-op deduction. Co-op immediately puts stuff up. But Ezra and Nehemiah is so satisfying. I'm going Ezra. Paint the Roses over Payday for sure. Both of these are children's games. I would rather play Outfoxed, though. Pergola versus My Farm Shop. I'd rather play Pergola. I'd rather play Patchwork. I'd rather play Adulthood. Ooh, Seven Wonders Duel. Of the escape genre, Exit was my least favorite of the categories. So I'm going Artisans of Splendid Vale here. Seven Wonders for the drafting. Martian Dice is a filler game versus Everdell is like a nice tableau builder. Going Everdell. Going nice filler. Galapagos Penguins. Visitor and Blackwood Grove. Meadow. Middle Ages. Machikoro. Island Something Shiny. Dune Imperium. Mind Extreme. Rather play Earth than Dragon Keepers, but I do really like Dragon Keepers. Rather play Super Fight. Oh, Draftosaurus or Luthier? Draftosaurus or Luthier? That's hard. Make sure to leave a like on the stream if you haven't already. This is challenging. Really challenging. I'm going Draftosaurus. Oh. And then Defenders of the Wild versus Luthier. Luthier. Drafters, Defenders of the Wild. Daybreak, I'm always going to want to play Daybreak. Longshot, always going to want to play that. Duel for Middle Earth over Phase 10 for sure. Llama Land. I don't love either of these. I'd rather read lips than do a themeless abstract, and I'd rather do a themeless abstract than a voting game. Decorum I love. The Mind is great. Leviathan Wilds versus Dead Cells. Both co-op games. Dead Cells is a roguelite. Leviathan Wilds is standalone. But the theme's so cool in Leviathan Wilds that takes it. I think I'm going to go Draft and Write here. Even though I've played Dead Cells online like 40 times, I haven't played it enough to want to own it. And I think that's just the groups that I have, so I'm going Draft and Write. Clears Mexican Train, though. Little Wordy beats Mexican Train. Ito or Distilled? Going Ito. Micro Macro versus Distilled. This is like Where's Waldo, but a detective. So this is, you get this huge map, and then you get a case, and the case says something like, find out why this man is missing his hat. So you look on the map, you're like, oh, he's missing his hat right here. And then you look around, you're like, oh, these kids way over here, they had a fishing pole, and they fished the hat right off his head. Really cool game. And it's unique. Both of these are great. Even though I just got rid of Micro Macro, I'm still going to go Micro Macro. Villainous over Who Knew. Who Knew's hardly a game. Don't Get Got, I don't like at all. Coup, I also don't like at all. These hard to decide between. Cubitos I love. Dice Forge is fun. I would get that. Kites or Let's Go to Japan. Kites or Let's Go to Japan. Let's go Kites. Let's Go to Japan over Ice School for sure. Journey Adventure Quest over Ice School. Just One. Dice Miner. I don't know if I should continue to include Horizons if we have Big Brother Spirit Island. I think I'll take it off. Deliverance over Aggravation for sure. King Domino. Deep Sea Adventure. I hate Aggravation. Oh, man. Letter Jam. Hues and Cues. Letter Jam. Landmarks. Deep Rock Galactic. Dinosaur Island. Clask. I don't like either of these really. I'm gonna go Broadway. Oh! The Battle of the W's. I'm going Wingspan because sometimes Wild Gardens can feel a little too restrictive. And I'm hoping, I have the expansion coming later this year, so I'm hoping the expansion will help with that a little bit. Good Wingspan. These are so difficult to compare. World's Fair plays in like 20 minutes. Wild Gardens is like a 2-hour experience. Which one would I want right now? Viticulture has been in my top 10 since 2018. Which would I rather play right now? This is such a difficult question. Wayfarers is big, expansive, kind of sandboxy, brain melty. You can explore so many avenues for victory. Whereas Viticulture kind of really only has one path to victory, but it's a nice, cozy game. You plant grapes, grow the grapes, harvest the grapes, turn the grapes into juice, ferment the grapes into wine, sell the wine. That's like the basic path you do every game in Viticulture, but still it manages to feel satisfying. Whereas Wayfarers, you can pursue all of these different avenues. I think Wayfarers beats out Viticulture for me right now. Viticulture beats Verdant. I'd rather play an Unlock than Verdant. I'd rather play Verdant than Wavelength. And Wits and Wagers beats Wavelength. Wavelength beats Werewolf. Werewolf and Wastelandia. I don't really like either of them all that much. I'm gonna go Wastelandia. Rather play Werewolf than Undaunted Battle of Britain. Rather play Three Sisters than Trio. Things and Rings than Trio. Rather play Trio than Thunder Road. Codenames or Thunder Road? Thunder Road because of Codenames Duet. Tiny Tones. Terraforming Mars Dice Game. Yep. Turing Machine beats Crew. Concordia beats the Crew. Trailblazers beats the Crew, I think. Crew beats That's Not a Hat. Concept beats That's Not a Hat. That's Not a Hat beats Two Rooms and a Boom. Ares Expedition beats Canvas. Twilight Inscription wins. Terraforming Mars wins. Canvas wins. Cartographers wins. Codenames Pictures wins. Both of these co-ops, very different games. Freelancers takes it. I love Freelancers. Also very different games. Telestrations is fantastic. But Codenames Duet takes this. Telestrations beats that. Cantaloupe beats Super Skill Pinball. Pinball beats Terra Nova. Terra Nova beats Captain Flip. Captain Flip beats Friday. Friday beats Taco Cat. Hooky versus Harmonies. Competitive Wordle versus gorgeous tile placement. I would rather play Harmonies most of the time over Hooky. But if my wife were here, she would say Hooky. Rather play Chronicles of Crime over Hooky. Rather play Hooky than Camel Up. Rather play Frostpunk or Camel Up. Whoa. That's hard to decide. Frostpunk. Heat. Camel Up. Suspend, Tapple, suspend, Tapple. These are both like the same lightweight party game. Let's go Tapple. Spots, lightweight push your luck. Sushi Go, lightweight drafting. Spots. Stuff Fables is good. Lightweight dungeon crawl versus Sushi Go. Would I rather do a dungeon crawl or a drafting game? Let's go Stuff Fables. Drafting. Deck building. Cozy. Cozy. Chess or Spotted? Stardew Valley or Spirit Island? These are going to be in my top 10. I think both of these will be. Spirit Island easy though. Stardew Valley over Sprawlopolis. Can't Stop over Sprawlopolis. I think Calico over Sprawlopolis too, actually. I wouldn't have expected that. Cantaloupe, we already have Cantaloupe Book 3 doing really well. I'll call that the whole series. Let's delete Cantaloupe Book 1. Spectacular versus Sky Team. Easy Sky Team. Spectacular versus Forest Shuffle. Oh. Oh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. These occupy a similar space in my brain. Forest Shuffle has a free scoring app. I've only ever played this on Board Game Arena. I've played this in person. I really like this in person. Going Forest Shuffle here. Spectacular here. Skyrockets here. Chronicles of Crime. Fort. Between Two Castles. Four Gardens. Happy Salmon. Space Base. Hadrian's Wall. We should consolidate Sherlock Holmes as well into two. From two into one. So next time Jack the Ripper comes up, I'm gonna replace it. This kind of sounds like the Minecraft soundtrack. I don't know if y'all can hear it that well. There you go. Sherlock Holmes or Beer and Bread? Sherlock Holmes or Beer and Bread? Beer and Bread. Sherlock Holmes. Fleet the Dice Game. For Northwood. Ocean Explorers. Oh! Oh! Oh, 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 oh. I'm undefeated in Cascadia, too. I'm up 9-0 in Cascadia. But So Clover is one of the greatest games of all time. Okay, so we're deleting Jack the Ripper. Cascadia clears Catan. Clears it. Castles of Burgundy clears it too. Now, these are two games that I really would prefer to never play again. I'm going to give it a Blood on the Clock Tower, though. Bombbusters wins here. These are close, though. Lost Species beats Scout. Flip 7 beats Scout now. Scout kind of drags on a little bit for what it is. I'm going Flip 7. Scout beats Scrabble. Skate Summer beats Scrabble. Scythe beats Scrabble. Castle Combo or Search for Planet X? So different. I'm going Castle Combo, though. Search for Planet X. Gingerbread House or Sea Salt and Paper? Sea Salt and Paper. Gingerbread House. Burgle Bros. Story Cubes, which are hardly a game. Great Western Trail. Roll Camera. Sagrada. Rolling Realms. Robinson Crusoe. Regicide over Bandito. Bandito over Raiders of Scythia. Raiders of Scythia over River Glassworks. That over Rhino Hero. Oh, we gotta speed up. Okay. I'm gonna go 5 minutes. I'm gonna set a 5-minute timer. Set timer for 5 minutes. And I'm just gonna go lock-in mode. We're gonna go speed, speed, speed. Hardly makes a difference. Undo that. So cozy, so cozy. First glance. This is hard because this was a one-time playthrough, one-time campaign. Now it's done. We're in lock-in mode for another 3 minutes, I think. Yep. Go quick. Go quick. Gotta make a decision.
fall down for a second, you could get up. That's the only way you reach to the ceiling. And the water too deep, keep your head up. And I wrote in this message. The seasons keep changing like trends. Fashion technology ought to be bent when you drop.
Deliverance or just one? Deliverance or just one? Dungeon crawl or party game? I'm going just one. You can play it with anybody. Deliverance or Dice Miner? Deliverance. Dice Miner over King Domino. Deep Rock Galactic or Letter Jam? So different. Wayfarers or Wingspan? This moment, this exact moment, the combos of Wayfarers. Wingspan over Viticulture. Path Gardens over Viticulture. Viticulture over World's Fair. There's my 5 minutes. I think we got a lot of progress done. Still nowhere near enough. It'll probably be easier once we keep going though. I'd rather play an Unlock game. Unlock's kind of goated. World's Fair over Verdant. Verdant over Woman's Warehouse. Woman's Warehouse over Wits and Wagers. Wormspin over Wits and Wagers. Yu-Gi-Oh! Over Wastelandia. Weird Dunes over Wastelandia. Machine or Three Sisters. Pure deduction or pure combos. We're going pure combos. Rings and Rings. Turing Machine. Concordia. Trio. Woo! Another hard one. Freelancers or Ares Expedition? I'm going Freelancers because it's unique, more unique than Ares Expedition is. Ares Expedition draws a lot of mechanisms from other games, but Freelancers, I think, is kind of doing its own thing. But I still... Codenames Duet or Ares Expedition? Which am I more in the mood to play right now? Right now. Duet. Ares Expedition. Twilight Inscription. Telestrations. Cantaloupe. Pinball. Terraforming Mars. Canvas. Cartographers. Terra Nova. Okay, we're making some progress here. We're doing alright. Friday. Codenames Pictures. Taco Cat or Connect 4? Neither? Connect 4. Harmonies. Chronicles of Crime. Cookie. Frostpunk. Spots. Stuffed Fables. Heat or Sushi Go? Those are different. Let's go Heat. Sushi Go. Camel Up. Hardback. Sunset Over Water. Fox in the Forest. Spot It. Tapple. Suspend. Spirit Island, but Sky Team is up there. Sky Team, barely. Stardew Valley, barely. Forest Shuffle or Can't Stop? Dude, Can't Stop. Calico? Forest Shuffle? Man. This is rough. This is rough, y'all. Spectacular or Sprawlopolis? Spectacular. Skyrockets? Sand timer game or tiling? Let's go tiling. Sprawlopolis. Ah, the two fireworks games. Put it up against each other. Both are cooperative. Both are fireworks. Skyrockets. Hanabi. Simple Life. Silver and Gold. One time game. Splendor. Space Base. Hadrian's Wall. Beer and Bread. Would I rather play Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective or Chronicles of Crime? I think I'd rather play Sherlock Holmes than base Chronicles of Crime, but I'd rather play Chronicles of Crime 1900 than Sherlock Holmes. Ooh. Fort for Northwood. Merchant Explorers, Between Two Castles, Four Gardens. Actually, no, I would rather play Snake Oil than Four Gardens. I'd rather play Four Gardens than Forbidden Island for sure. Happy Salmon. Bonanza. Get into the ones now where I don't really like them that much. How do I possibly quantify whether I like Bomb Busters or So Clover more? These gotta be like two of my favorite games. And I'm only on mission like 9 out of 60 for Bomb Busters. These are both S tier games, by the way, but I'm going So Clover. Bomb Busters versus Cascadia. Bomb Busters. Currently, right now, that's what I'd rather play. Cascadia, I'd rather play. Lost Species, I'd rather play. Burgundy. Flip 7. Great Western Trail or Castle Combo. This is crazy. These games are so different. I'm just going First Instinct. Aquatica or Regicide? Eldorado. There's more variability from game to game. I think that's where I'm at here. Regicide. Bandito. I'd probably rather play Scythia over Floor Plan, but I keep Floor Plan in my collection for my wife. Point salad. Gentle Rain over New York Zoo. Place for all my books over New York Zoo. Pursuit of Happiness over New York Zoo. Pitch Car. Ooh, it's getting pushed down the list. I like New York Zoo a lot, though. It's ranking them all against it. New York Zoo over Point City. Obsession over Point City. Fanspan also over Point City. Man, there's lots of lightweight party games. I gotta hit the loo. I shall be back shortly. We are back from the restroom. And to refuel. Okay, where did we leave off? Looks like we're just before halfway. I think it could be a good strategy to go ahead and delete all of our F tier games. Because what is the point of really ranking them against each other? So I think when I come across more F tier games, I'm just going to go ahead and click delete. That'll remove them from the pool, and that'll equate to probably a good amount of rankings saved from us having to do them. Point City is Splendor but better. Green Team Wins is fun party game. Rather in the mood for engine building rather than party game. Same there. Oh, I got a squirrel. Hey, buddy. Green Team Wins over Quacks. Quacks over One Deck Dungeon. One Deck Dungeon over Gnoming Around. Fun Facts over Gnoming Around for sure. Poetry for Neanderthals. One Night Werewolf. Flapjacks and Sasquatches. F tier. Delete it. Ezra and Nehemiah versus Ark Nova. These are both really good, lighter end of heavy games. They're definitely heavyweight games, but they're not like Lacerda heavy. They're like, you can still teach it to a... Never mind. I'm going to go Ark Nova here. Because of the theme, I think that means it gets played more often, because zoos are fun. Animals are fun. Ezra and Nehemiah, it's kind of beige. The theme is rebuilding Jerusalem, which is awesome. Feast for Odin or Ezra and Nehemiah? Both are great. Both are really sandboxy. You can pursue a lot of avenues to victory. Normally, I'm more in the mood for Ezra and Nehemiah. Feast for Odin. Paint the Roses. These are basically the same game, just different themes. Not entirely true. There's no need for me to have a children's game on here. We're deleting that. Bandida, I don't like as much as Bandido, so I could delete that. So we'll keep going. Seven Wonders or Seven Wonders Duel? Seven Wonders or Seven Wonders Duel? I'm gonna go... Seven Wonders Duel feels meaner. So among optimal play counts, Seven Wonders I think is faster. Seven Wonders Duel has a little more crunchy decision space. Let's go to Duel. Let's go to Seven Wonders. Fate Flip. Sorry to Magic Gathering fans. Earth. I don't like the bluffing in Skull, but I still like it more than Exploding Kittens. Oh, both of these games. Dutch Blitz stresses me out. We're not going to go Dutch Blitz. We're going to go Exploding Kittens. Leviathan Wilds or Daybreak. Oh, man. Currently, right now, I'd rather play Leviathan Wilds. And I think that's recency bias because I just bought it 2 days ago. So I'm really wanting to get it to the table. But I have played Daybreak like 30 or 40 times. So I think in reality I should go Daybreak. Leviathan Wilds beats Llamaland. Decorum beats Llamaland. Draft and Right beats Llamaland. Llamaland beats Dead Cells, I think. Dead Cells beats Longshot. Longshot beats the Mind. The Mind is really good early gaming career, though. You can play this with newbies. You can play it with experienced players. The Mind's really good. Still gonna go to Lord of the Rings. Mind overhearing things. Little Wordy overhearing things. Oh, the Battle of the Itos. Kubitos and Ito. I'm going Ito here. It's one of the greatest party games I've played, and I have been playing it out a little bit. I'm kind of getting tired of it, but still does not change the fact that it is an incredible game. Kubitos versus Micro Macro. Micro Macro versus Kites. Kites versus... Nope. I'm going to pick Distilled over Kites, actually. Go ahead and lay down a save. 1-12. Vino Morte over Kites. Kites over Villainous. Let's go to Japan over Villainous. Journey Adventure Quest over Villainous. Dice Forge. Jaws. Ice Cool. Detective. Villainous over Cards Against Humanity. I'm going to delete Who Knew. Delete Coup. I don't need to rank it. Delete Don't Get Got. I don't like any of these games. I'm going to rank only the games I like. Deep Rock Galactic versus Just One. Party game you can play with literally anybody. As long as they speak the same language as you, you can play this game. Deep Rock Galactic. Dungeon crawler, really cool thematic. Just One takes it. Ooh, the Battle of the Dungeon Crawlers. I haven't played any expansion content for either of them. I think if I had played expansion content, Deep Rock Galactic would take this. But the fact that I played through the entire Deliverance campaign means that Deliverance takes the win here. Dwarves. 2 dwarf games. Dice Miner takes the win. King Domino takes the win. Deep Rock Galactic beats Deep Sea Adventure. Deeps. Battle of the Deeps. Dinosaur Island beats Deep Sea Adventure. Clask beats Deep Sea Adventure. Letter Jam beats Deep Sea Adventure. Landmarks. Deep Sea Adventure, you gotta fight back. They're clobbering you. Okay, there you go. Take a win. Cash and Guns. Cash and Guns versus Kabuto Sumo. Yep. Some of these, if you're a Broadway star, you're getting deleted. Aggravation, deleted. Three Sisters or Wayfarers. Dude. Big crunchy heavyweight on Wayfarers versus lightweight Three Sisters. Not too light, but like still gives you really good decision space. More often I am in the mood for Three Sisters. More often I'm in the mood for Things in Rings, but Wayfarers I'm in the mood for right now. Wingspan over Things in Rings. Wild Gardens over Things in Rings. Things in Rings over Viticulture. Wow. I didn't think that would happen. That's an upset. Viticulture was in my top 5 forever. I think I'm cooling on it ever so slightly. It's like the same gameplay loop over and over. Although I did hear this morning they announced an expansion. Rather playing Unlock In than Concordia right now. Concordia over World's Fair. World's Fair over Trio. Trio over Verdant. These are all kind of neck and neck. They're holding their own though. No, Verdant over Trailblazers. Wilmot's Warehouse over Trailblazers. Trailblazers over Wormspan. Thunder Road Vendetta over Wormspan. Codenames over Wormspan. Wormspan over the Crew. Wits and Wagers over the Crew. Wavelength over the Crew? Now the Crew over Wavelength. Tiny Towns over Wavelength. Terraforming Mars over Wavelength. Concept over Wavelength. Wavelength over Ticket to Ride. Yu-Gi-Oh over Ticket to Ride. Ticket to Ride over We're Doomed. It's Not a Hat over We're Doomed. Two Rooms to the Boom over We're Doomed. 12 Minutes More is over We're Doomed. Freelancers or Harmonies. Man! Ruthless! Ruthless! It won't let me rest. Freelancers. Harmonies. Chronicles of Crime. Hooky. Codenames Duet. Ares Expedition. Twilight Inscription. Illustrations.
Yeah.
Cantaloupe or Frostpunk? My one play of Cantaloupe was brilliant. I loved it. But I can't replay it. And it was a little clunky. I guess Frostpunk's a little clunky too. It's not Frostpunk. Spots. Cantaloupe. Stuffed Fables. Heat. Pinball. Sushi Go. Camelot. Terraforming Mars. Canvas. Connect 4, you're disqualified. Taco Cat, you're disqualified. I don't want to have to rank you anymore. Space Base or Spirit Island? Spirit Island. Sky Team or Space Base? Dude! Ah! These are so tricky. Sky Team. Stardew Valley or Space Base?
Yeah.
Stardew Valley. Space Base over Can't Stop. Hadrian's Wall over Can't Stop. Beer and Bread over Can't Stop. Sherlock Holmes over Can't Stop. Can't Stop over Fleet the Dice Game. Calico over Fleet the Dice Game. Four Shuffle over Fleet the Dice Game. Spectacular over Fleet the Dice Game. Oh man, this is too much stuff over Fleet the Dice Game. You gotta take a win. There you go. Skyrockets or Chronicles of Crime? More often Chronicles of Crime. Fort more often. The sand timers are just very particular. I'm not often in the mood for a sand timer game. When I am, it's really fun, but not often. Over halfway, y'all. We're making slow but steady progress. Splendor is a classic gateway game, engine building. Ship Show with a P or Bonanza? Oh, dude. Great Western Trail or Silk Clover? I gotta give it to Silk Clover. You can play it with literally anybody. Fantastic. Gotta give it to Bomb Busters. Right now I'm more in the mood to play Great Western Trail and Cascadia. Cascadia then roll camera. Here we go. Search for Planet X or search for Lost Species. I like Planet X slightly more. Lightweight card games. This is more lands with non-gamers. This is for gamers. See something paper. No, I'd still rather play Sail. Blood on the Clock Tower or Fog of Love? That's crazy. That's a crazy matchup. Blood on the Clock Tower. Fog of Love or Scrabble? Scrabble? Though I think if you had the right situation for Fog of Love, I could see that being a better game here. Categories or Fog of Love? Sure. Fog of Love, Flamecraft. Boss Monster or Categories? Boss Monster. Categories over Battle of Versailles. Catan over Battle of Versailles. Set over Battle of Versailles. Skulking over Battle of Versailles. I didn't like either of these. Gentle Rain or Aquatica? Gentle Rain. Place from my books or Aquatica? Place from my books, but barely. Aquatica or Pursuit of Happiness? Aquatica. Pursuit of Happiness or Quest for Eldorado? Pursuit of Happiness. Pitch Car. Pitch Car, the flicking game versus the deck building Quest for Eldorado. Pitch Car. Deck building or Polyominoes? Polyominoes. Deck building or worker placement? Obsession. Finspan. Point City. South Continent. Quest for Eldorado finally gets a win there. Regicide or Green Team wins. Ooh. Who knew 1,200 would be so many? Not I. Green Team wins a Regicide, Bandito, Raiders of Scythia, Floor Plan, Point Salad. Green Team wins. Bananagrams takes it over One Night Werewolf. Rhino Hero takes it over One Night Werewolf. One Night Werewolf takes it over Railroad Inc. Railroad Inc. takes it over Gnoming Around. There's no need for 2 Railroad Inc., so I'm just going to delete one of them. I don't remember gnoming around all that much. Arc Nova takes it over Artisans of Splendid Vale. Ezra and Nehemiah takes it over Splendid Vale. Feast for Odin takes it over Splendid Vale. This one gives me pause, but it's still Paint the Roses. Pandemic. Splendid Vale takes it over Art Project. Pergola takes it over Art Project. Adulthood over the Art Project. Art Project over Patchwork. Apiary over Patchwork. Patchwork over Monikers. Seven Wonders Duel over Monikers. Seven Wonders over Monikers. Monikers over Fate Flipped. The Mize. My Farm Shop, My Little Scythe. My Little Scythe is a very good children's game. It really is. It's quite good. Yeah. How much further we have to go? We're almost at 2/3. Daybreak or Earth? Daybreak or Earth? I play Daybreak way more often because it's snappy. When you play online, I think if we're playing in person, Earth takes it easy. Online, Daybreak, in person, Earth. Oh, I'm gonna have to flip a coin. I don't have a coin, so I'm gonna have to flip an SD card. Okay, heads, Daybreak, tails, Earth. Flipping an SD card. Okay, that's heads, Daybreak. Let it be known. This SD card decided our fate. Of Daybreak. Oh no! I think Leviathan Wilds takes it only because of recency bias. But I love Earth. I don't want to push it down the list. Okay, Earth, you get a win. Stay up top. Keepers or Draft and Right? Both of these are really cozy. Draft and Right has combos. I can play Dragon Keepers with my friend who doesn't like drafting, though. It's Dragon Keepers. Draft and Right. Llama Land or Draftosaurus. These occupy pretty similar brain spaces for me. Let's go Draftosaurus. Meadow. Llama Land over Island Something Shiny, only because I finished the campaign. Island Something Shiny versus Dead Cells. Dead Cells because I haven't finished the campaign yet. Sorry, Isla. Long Shot at Dice Game. Isla over Lord of the Rings. Luthier over Lord of the Rings. Defenders of the Wild over Lord of the Rings. Middle Ages over Lord of the Rings. Minder Super Fight. Minder Super Fight. Both of these are kind of non-games activities. Mind Extreme or a little wordy? Mind Extreme, a little wordy. Mind Extreme. Machikoro. I don't like bluffing, so this is pretty much gonna lose until there's a game I really hate. Mexican Train I'm not thrilled about, and I think this one took too long. Skull at least is quick. Exploding Kittens is quicker than Mexican Train. Mexican Train is less stressful than Dutch Blitz. Both of these games are not good for me, personally. Dutch Blitz is faster. Both of these are the exact same game, and they're terrible. I'm deleting you. Just One or Ito. Oh! At one point, Just One was my favorite party game, and then it got bumped out by So Clover. I think I still like So Clover more than Ito, but I think I like Ito more than Just One. Just One or Cubitos? Cubitos. Micro Macro or Just One? Micro Macro. Distilled or Just One? Distilled. Just One or In Vino Morte? Just One. Deliverance or In Vino Morte? Dice Miner. King Domino. Deep Rock Galactic. It's so difficult to compare these big, huge games versus a game that has 18 cards and like half a page of rules. Because they're both fantastic experiences, but how do you compare the two? That's like comparing... It's like comparing the original Mario Bros. To No Man's Sky. Or it's like comparing Minecraft pre-alpha in-dev browser to current day Minecraft. They're just incomparable. With that said, Vino Morte is on a lose streak here. I would rather play it than a Letter Jam, though. Journey Adventure Quest takes a win over Letter Jam. Dice Forge. Letter Jam beats Jaws. Landmarks beats Jaws. Hughes and Q's beats Jaws. Ooh, two ocean-themed ones. I'm trying to speed through here because I'm hungry. I had a pretty big breakfast, but that only holds so long. We've been doing this for 2.5 hours. And we're only 2/3 through. Okay. Ready for another lock-in section? Kabuto Sumo. Carcassonne. Cult Following. Freelancers or Three Sisters goes to Freelancers. Harmonies or Three Sisters goes to Three Sisters. Wayfarers or Harmonies, Wayfarers. Wingspan or Harmonies, Wingspan. Wild Gardens. These are about equal in my mind. Harmonies are Things and Rings, Things and Rings. Harmonies or Turing Machine. Harmonies right now. Chronicles of Crime or Turing Machine. Right now, Turing Machine. Did Viticulture really drop that low in the list? I think it did, because I would rather play these other ones right now. Unlock over Hooky right now. Concordia over Hooky right now. Hooky over World's Fair. Codenames Duet over World's Fair. Ares Expedition. Try that Inscription. Illustrations. World's Fair over Frostpunk. Frostpunk the board game trio. How do you compare those? Bro. Trio. Frostpunk. Spots. Cantaloupe. Verdant. Woman's Warehouse. Stuffed Fables. Heat. Super Skill. Sushi Go. We're going on a tear. We're going on a tear. Trailblazers is losing so much. There you go. You take a win. Cartographers. No, I'd probably rather play Thunder than Vendetta than Cartographers. Cartographers than Codenames. Terranova than Codenames. Happy to flip. Codenames than Friday. Friday than Wormspan. Pictures than Wormspan. Hardback. Come on. Got so many of these. I feel like it's already doing the ranking. I guess it just has a bunch of like fine-tune adjustments once you get closer to the top. I guess I really don't like chess. I can appreciate chess, but I don't like it. Spirit Island or So Clover. These both have very strong cases for being in my top 2. Spirit Island takes it. These both have very strong cases for being number 2. And I think whichever one I pick now determines that. I would normally say Sky Team. I think right now, So Clever because it's adaptable. This one's hard too because Great Western Trail is for heavy gamers. Like people who like heavy games are gonna like Great Western Trail. Whereas Space Base, I have used as an introductory game numerous times to great success. Right now, I'm more in the mood to play Great Western Trail. Right now, I'm more in the mood to play Cascadia, Space Base, Hadrian's Wall, Roll Camera, Grand Bread, Sherlock Holmes, Sagrada, Rolling Realms, Can't Stop beats Castles in Burgundy somehow. Because it's an amazing game, that's why. Castles of Burgundy are Force Shuffle. Rather play Force Shuffle, rather play Spectacular, rather play Sprawlopolis. Castle of Burgundy over Fleet, the dice game. Sea Salt and Paper over... No, Fleet beats Sea Salt and Paper. Chronicles of Crime beats Sea Salt and Paper. Fort beats Sea Salt and Paper. Fort Northwood beats Sea Salt and Paper. Golden Merchant Explorers wins. Skyrockets wins right now as of today. Sea Salt and Paper wins as of today. Gingerbread House, Burgle Bros, Robinson Crusoe. Flip 7. Scout. Skate Summer. Ooh, Hanabi's getting pushed down there. Hanabi beats Roy Story Cubes for sure. Between Two Castles, Snake Oil. Roy Story Cubes just kind of exist in my mind. I don't even know if they're a game. So I deleted them. Sail. Blood on the Clock Tower. Scrabble over Ship Show. Fog of Love over Ship Show. Flamecraft. Boss Monster. Ship Show over Scattergories. Scattergories over Bonanza. Really don't like the negotiation. Catan too. Catan. I don't like the negotiation, the trading. There's so much in Catan that I think is just overlooked. Or people just don't know that there's better games out there. I don't like either of these, but I'm going to go Catan. I'm going to go Bonanza. Set. Sequoia. Forbidden Island. Here to Slay. Ark Nova beats Gentle Rain. Ezra Nehemiah beats Gentle Rain. Feast for Odin beats Gentle Rain. Gentle Rain beats Paint the Roses. Place for All My Books beats Paint the Roses. Ooh. Aquatica beats Paint the Roses. Paint the Roses beats Pursuit of Happiness. Pandemic or Pursuit of Happiness? Pandemic or Pursuit of Happiness? Not talking about the Will Smith movie, by the way. The theme in Pursuit of Happiness is great. I've come back to Pandemic more often. Splendid Veil or Pursuit of Happiness? If my wife had continued playing the campaign with me, I would pick Splendid Veil. But because I'm soloing it the rest of the way, I'm going Pursuit of Happiness. Pitch Car's so good. I just haven't played it in like 4 years. So I'm going Splendid Veil. Pergola, same reason. Adulthood, same reason. Art Project, same reason. Monikers is getting pushed down the list here. Monikers is very situationally dependent. It's if you play it with the correct group at the right time of day, the right headspace, it's brilliant. Fantastic. Raiders of Scythia, nice Euro game. It's nice. It's nice, you know? Saligas keeps getting pushed down. This one's hard, their game too. Taking it off. I don't remember gnoming around too much, so I'm going to take it off as well. Red Flags, not a game. Deleting it. Ito versus Daybreak. Ugh. Party game versus the game I played 50 times online. Party game. I've introduced it to a lot of people already, and it's been a hit almost every single time. Versus Daybreak, which I play as like a comfort game. Currently, today, for following my rubric, I would rather play Daybreak than Ito. Same with Leviathan Wilds. Same with Earth. Although this doesn't stop the fact that you can play Ito with anybody. Like, if I were doing a tier list, this would be S tier, even though it's losing to all of these games. It's just I've played it a ton recently, which is making it drop in the rankings. There you go, finally takes a win against Dreptosaurus. This is interesting because I finished both of these campaigns. And which one do my memories hold in higher esteem? I think it's Micro Macro. Distilled beats Isla just one. Yeah. Deliverance, I've finished that campaign as well. Isla beats Dice Miner. Dice Miner beats Luthier somehow. King Domino, does that beat Luthier? I think it does. Deep Rock Galactic versus Luthier. Deep Rock Galactic. Dinosaur Island. Luthier beats Clask. Defenders of the Wild beats Clask. Clask beats Middle Ages. Invino Morte beats Middle Ages. Kites beats Middle Ages. Let's Go to Japan beats Middle Ages. Oh, you're taking a beating. Sorry, Middle Ages. Dice Forge beats Middle Ages. Letter Jam beats Middle Ages. Landmarks beats Middle Ages. Middle Ages beats Hues and Cues. Duel for Middle Earth beats Hues and Cues. The Mind beats Hues and Cues. This whole scenario is basically the Super Fight game. Which one wins? This versus this. Super Fight wins. Dune Imperium beats Hues and Cues. Hues and Cues beats the Mind Extreme. Deep Sea Adventure beats Mind Extreme. Jaws. Oh, we're kind of flying now. We're cooking. We are cooking indeed. Cult following, deleting you. Not worth it. Cult, Cards Against Humanity, deleting you. Ooh! Spirit Island versus Freelancers. Freelancers also could claim the number 2 spot. Spirit Island, of course, wins. Okay, so I think we're in a battle between Freelancers, So Clover, and Sky Team for number 2. I would currently rather play Freelancers today, but I think So Clover is more deserving of the number 2 spot, given how much I've played it. Today I would rather play Freelancers, but I think Sky Team is more deserving of the number 3 spot. I love both of these games so much. These are both newer favorites. I haven't been playing them as long or as much. Bomb Busters and Freelancers, gosh. Both group dependent, both co-op, and you have to play them with the right people. If you do, they are both incredible experiences. Bomb Busters barely takes it over Freelancers. Stardew Valley. I think it's about time to have an expansion to the Stardew Valley board game. Because I can see it getting stale. Not stale, it's still cozy. Still love to go back to it. But right now, Freelancers takes it. Stardew Valley takes it over Three Sisters. Three Sisters or Great Western Trail. Lots of combos or Cowboy Game. What do we think in the comments? Cowboy Game? Or lots of combos and farming and cute and cozy? Cowboy Game or farming game? I think gut instinct says Cowboy Game. Farming game over Cascadia. I love both of these too. Cascadia was in my top 5 at one point. I don't think it is anymore. But I think I still prefer it over Wayfarers. Wayfarers might be space-based though. Wow, I didn't expect that. Wild Gardens beat Space-based? Oh, come on Space-based, fight back. Yep. Hadrian beats Things in Rings. Things in Rings beats Roll Camera. Harmonies beats Roll Camera. Turing Machine beats Roll Camera. Oh. Roll Camera, come on. Yeah, there we go. Beer and Bread versus Concordia. Beer and Bread. Consulting Holmes. Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective. Sagrada over Concordia. Rolling Realms over Concordia. Dang. Concordia over Castle Combo. Hooky over Castle Combo. Castle Combo over Codenames Duet. Planet X over Duet. Species over Duet. Can't Stop over Duet. So card games are beating out word games in this ranking. So it seems. Co-op or not. I feel like we're getting a good glimpse into what the ranking's going to be. Ooh, man. This thumbnail does not give an idea for how big this box is. This is an enormous box. And for that reason alone, it goes to Castles of Burgundy. There's a lot of games, y'all. There's a lot of games. Doing lots of quick arithmetic. Like, do I really like this game more than the other one? or Hanabi. Very different. I think Hanabi. Between two castles, more about building than racing. Heat over snake oil. Snake oil? Ooh. Or pinball. Maybe snake oil here. Pinball over Simple Life. Sushi Go over Simple Life. Simple Life over Camel Up. Oh, we're approaching the end. We're like 4/5 through. 4/5. Let's keep going. Final push. What beats? What does Four Gardens beat? Four Gardens beats Codenames Pictures. Happy Salmon. Side quest is on a losing streak here. It's not doing so hot. There we go. Beats Sunset Over Water. Sunset Over Water beats Splendor. Fox in the Forest beats Splendor. Ticket to Ride beats Splendor. No. Splendor beats Ticket to Ride. That might be controversial too. Ticket to Ride I'd rather play than Scrabble. Spotted I'd rather play than Scrabble. Tapple over Scrabble. Scrabble over Suspend. Fog of Love over Suspend. Flamecraft over Suspend. All of these are like actual games, so I'd rather play than Suspend. Actually, I'd rather play Suspend than Here to Slay. That's not a hat. 2 rims and a boom. 12 Men's Morris. Here to Slay I remember taking too long. I'd rather play chess or Skull King. Probably chess. Chameleon or Skull King? Skull King. These are both social deduction. I don't like either of them. Chameleon. Arc Nova or Daybreak? Arc Nova. Ezra Nehemiah. Peace for Odin. Gentle Rain. Daybreak. Leviathan Wilds. Earth. Decorum. Place for all my books. Ooh. I like these about the same. Let's go Dragon Keepers. I think that's cool. Oh, man. Quantified Draft My Records. I don't know. Draft My Records has like combos. Aquatica has the Concordia thing where you play all your cards and then play another card to retrieve them all, which I really like. And it's a little smoother. Let's go Aquatica. Draft and Write or Paint the Roses? Paint the Roses. Co-op. Co-op. Draft and Write. Ito over Pursuit of Happiness. Kubitos over Pursuit of Happiness. Pursuit of Happiness over Draftosaurus, actually. Spun a Veil over Pergola. Come on, y'all. We got it. We're in the final stretch. We're gonna keep going. Draftosaurus taking a beating here. Actually, I would rather play 7th Continent than just one right now. Quest for Eldorado. Yes. Regicide or just one? Dude, that's hard. Probably Regicide Legacy, but I don't have Regicide Legacy, so I'm going to say just one. Deliverance over Regicide. Same. If it were Regicide Legacy, rather that one, but I'm going to pick Isla. Dice Miner, King Domino, Deep Rock Galactic. Oh, so many good games. So many good games. Classic is so good. It's like magnetic air hockey. Let me go back so you can see it. So there's magnets on here, and you're like putting these. Oh, it's so hard to describe. It's basically air hockey, but with magnets. It's so good. Vino Mio Morte. Kites. Let's go to Japan. There's some really tricky decisions here, but my little scythe kept losing there over and over and over. Mysterium Park takes it. My Farm Shot takes it over Super Fight. Exit Series, Everdell. Super Fight's on a losing streak now. Who is going to be the one to claim victory over Super Fight, or to claim defeat? I think it's Poetry for Neanderthals. Super Fight beats that. Don't Imperium beats Poetry for Neanderthals. Poetry for Neanderthals beats Hues and Cues for me. Hues and Cues beats Bananagram. QT Adventure beats Bananagrams. Jaws wins. Ice Cool wins. Hunt Killer wins. Bananagrams beats Villainous. Rhino Hero beats Villainous. One Eye Werewolf beats Villainous. Railroad Inc. beats Villainous. Oh my goodness, it's a slaughterhouse out here. Game of Thrones beats Villainous. Punderdome beats Villainous. Ravine beats Villainous. And Villainous finally beats Bag of Chips. Bag of Chips beats Cash and Guns. Bandita beats Cash and Guns. Azul beats Cash and Guns. I didn't realize Azul would be this far down in the list. Cash and Guns beats Visitor in Blackwood Grove. Kabuto Sumo beats Visitor. Carcassonne beats Visitor. Might Extreme. Machikoro. Visitor is losing a bunch now. I'm going to remove this Villainous because I'm using the other one as all Villainous branch. Hearing Things beats Visitor. Pentago beats Visitor. Skull beats Visitor. Nope, Visitor beats Skull. Mlem beats Skull. Magic the Gathering beats Skull. Payday beats Skull. Pictionary beats Skull. Faraway beats Skull. Spirit Island beats Arc Nova. So Clover beats Arc Nova. Sky Team beats Arc Nova. Bombusters beats Arc Nova. Freelancers beats Arc Nova. Arc Nova beats Stardew Valley. Ezra Nehemiah beats Stardew Valley. No, Stardew Valley beats Feast for Odin. Cowboy Game beats Feast for Odin. Feast for Odin beats Three Sisters. Three Sisters beats A Gentle Rain. Gentle Rain beats Cascadia. Daybreak beats Cascadia. Leviathan Wilds beats Cascadia. This feels like it's going to be the final ranking, doesn't it? Earth beats Cascadia. Cascadia beats Decorum. Wayfarers beats Decorum. Wingspan beats Decorum. Wild Gardens beats Decorum. Decorum beats Space Base. Place beats Space Base. Space Base beaten by a place. Space Base beats Dragon Keepers. Hadrian's Wall beats Dragon Keepers. Stings and Rings beats Dragon Keepers. Harmonies beats Dragon Keepers. Dragon Keepers beats Turing Machine. Turing Machine beats Aquatica. Aquatica beats Chronicles of Crime. Chronicles of Crime beats Paint the Roses. Viticulture beats Paint the Roses. Unlock beats Paint the Roses. Paint the Roses beats Roll Camera. Roll Camera beats Pandemic. Woo, man. Let me drink some water. We're flying through these. Pandemic wins. Draft and Rate wins. Ito wins. Kobitos wins. Pursuit of Happiness wins. Spunnaville wins. Beer and Bread beats Pergola. Sherlock Holmes beats Pergola. Sagrada beats Pergola. Rolling Realms beats Pergola. Concordia beats Pergola. Cookie beats Pergola. Castle Combo beats Pergola. Planet X beats Pergola. Lost Species beats Pergola. Can't Stop beats Pergola. Oh my. It's a Pergola slaughterhouse. I'd rather play Pergola than Castles of Burgundy. Adulthood beats Castles of Burgundy. Art Project beats Castles of Burgundy. I do think Castles of Burgundy is a better game than where the ranking is going to be. That's the same for Dune Imperium. I think it is a much better game than my opinion of it. Seven Wonders Duel beats Castles of Burgundy. All of these do. Come on, somebody. Fight back, dude. Fight back. You're getting beat up. Castles of Burgundy's getting beat up so bad out here. Oh. Wait. Castles of Burgundy beats 7th Continent for me. Fleet the Dice Game beats 7th Continent. 7th Continent beats Frostpunk. Frostpunk beats Eldorado. Eldorado beats Spots. Just one or Spots. Just one wins. Wins. Deliverance wins. Isla wins. Dice Miner wins. Spots is on a losing streak. Deep Rock wins. Dualosaur wins. Luthier wins. Defenders of the Wild wins. Oh, come on, Spots. You gotta fight back. Spots beats Floor Plan. Cantaloupe beats Floor Plan. Cantaloupe. Chronicles Crime beats Floor Plan. Fort beats Floor Plan. For Northwood beats Floor Plan. Guild of Merchant Explorers. Floor Plan's on a losing streak here. Can it come back? Can it come back from this? It is still going. Yes, Floor Plan beats Say Anything here. Say Anything or Monikers, both party games. Monikers gets rowdier. Say Anything is thinkier. Go Monikers. Parks beats Say Anything. Fate Flip beats Say Anything. Clask beats Say Anything. And Vina Morte. Kites. Let's go to Japan. Journey Adventure Quest. Ooh, Say Anything's lost a bunch here. Where's he gonna claw its way back? Where are you gonna claw your way back, Say Anything? Maybe it's here. My farm shop. Hanabi. Silver and Gold is on a losing streak now. And I don't see it coming back for a while. Yeah, right here. The one-time escape room game. One-time escape room game. Okay. We got Terraforming Mars. We got Canvas. We got Trailblazers. All of these beating the one-time escape room game. It's a little unfair. They're very different kind of games. But they're beating it anyway. They got it in the corner. Backed up into the corner. Ref hasn't called to stop yet. Oh my. Oh my. They just keep going. Sorry, bro. Wait. Here's two one-time escape room games, and I liked Endangered Rescue more. Side Quest I like more than Super Fight. Super Fight I like more than Sunset Over Water. Dune Imperium I like more than Sunset Over Water. Sunset Over Water I like more than Poetry for Neanderthals, Fox in the Forest. Splendor. Sail. Oh, all of these are beating Poetry. I like Poetry from Neanderthals more than Ticket to Ride, though. Same with Hughes and Hughes, Deep Sea Adventure. Jaws. Ice Cool. Oh! Oh, Ticket to Ride is taking a beating now. Who would have thought that I like all of these more than Ticket to Ride? I like Ticket to Ride more than Game of Thrones. Less brutal in your face. Spot It I like more than Game of Thrones. Tapple I think I like more than... let's go back to Spot It. I like Game of Thrones more than Spot It, if I'm being honest with myself. Punderdome over Spot It. Spot It over Ravine. Tapple over Ravine. Scrabble over Ravine. Fog of Love over Ravine. Flamecraft over Ravine. Boss Monster over Ravine. Ravine over Ship Show. Ship Show over Villainous. Villainous over Scattergories. Bag of Chips over Scattergories. Bandita over Scattergories. Oh, we're in the home stretch here, y'all. We're in the home stretch. Azul. I had no idea Azul would be this low in the list, but here it is. Cash and Guns. Kabuto Sumo. Carcassonne. Scattergories is losing like crazy. There we go. Takes a win. Katana I like more than Hearing Things. Bonanza I like more than Hearing Things. Set. Hearing Things. Set I like more than Pentago. Sequoia for Pentago. final stretch. I see that progress bar inching closer and closer. Oh, man. We're so close to the end. We're so close. That's the end. That's the end. If you have the stream on in the background, you might want to look at this. These are the final rankings. Oh my gosh. That took forever. That took 3 hours. Okay. Here's the result. Are we ready? Let me zoom in so you can see. Oh my. This is terrible. No, I don't want that. You can't see the rankings. Okay, let me just fix it on stream real quick. I'll zoom in. Okay, there we go. You can see that. Number 1, Spirit Island. There was never any doubt. And I was right. These guys were fighting for second place, but So Clover took it. So Clover took it. Arc Nova used to be into my number 1. It's still in the top 10. A very noteworthy, Cascadia fell out of my top 10. So did Earth. I wonder if that was just how the head-to-head rankings shaped up. But Spirit Island is number 1. So Clover number 2. Sky Team, Bombbusters, Freelancers, Arc Nova, Ezra and Nehemiah. I did not expect that in the top 10. Stardew Valley, Great Western Trail, Feast for Odin. That is my top 10. Quite a few heavyweight games, but also So Clover, Sky Team, those are lightweight. Bombbusters is lightweight. Stardew Valley's pretty lightweight. Interesting. So then we take a look at my next group. Three Sisters, Gentle Rain, Daybreak, Leviathan Wilds. After having just played it for the first time last month, shot all the way up to number 14. That's crazy. Earth, I would still consider as part of my top 10. Cascadia, I'd still consider as part of my top 10. Despite where they're landing on the list. Maybe I'd have to bump some of these down, though. That'd be hard. Wayfarers, Wingspan, Wild Gardens, Decorum. The biggest fall from grace in here is Viticulture at 30. That used to be my number 1. And at the very least, top 5, but 30? I don't know. Probably if I were re-ranking this list, I would put it above some of these other ones. I'd have to see. Have to put out the whole. Maybe we'll do a tier list video. I think we'll do a tier list video. Would be a good idea. Okay. Slowly go through the rest of these. Dragon Keepers, Turing Machine, Aquatica, Chronicles of Crime. This is unlock the whole series, as I said. Ito and Kubitos, right next to each other, the Ito brothers. Concordia top 50, Hooky top 50. I mean, top 50 is pretty good considering there's 300 of these. Spectacular Forest Shuffle, just missing the top 50 there. Ares Expedition all the way down to 55. I'm surprised by that. I would expect it to be higher. Stuff has to go low when you have this many games, though. Wow. Raiders of Scythia 95. That confirms that I'm okay to pass it on from the collection. Fort, though, I'm keeping. Because they scratch different itches. Wilmot's Warehouse at 107. I've only had one play. I guess that makes sense. Flip 7 way down here. I've played that a ton. Wow. This ranking is really interesting. We're in like the middle third now. So the 100s to like 100 to 200. This is going to be a middle third. Everdell all the way down here. Quacks way down here. I'd probably be fine to pass on Quacks, but I know Allie wouldn't like that. Wormspan, The Crew, Terraform Mars Dice Game. Not surprised it's down here. Yu-Gi-Oh! Made 171. Dune Imperium 175. That's gonna upset some people. That's really gonna upset some people. Same with Blood on the Clock Tower. They're good games. They're just not my type of game. Too restrictive. Fog of Flamecraft, I found too lightweight. Not enough there to sink your teeth into. Azul at 205? Whew! Do I agree with that? I think it should probably be higher. I like it more than Villainous. I like it more than Boss Monster. I think it just had some bad matchups here. Yeah, I would put it like... I'd put it like 150 at least. Not 205. Man. Catan, I agree with it being down here. Mlem, I need to give another shot after actually learning the rules. I kind of just played it on Board Game Arena without learning anything. Not a good idea. Okay, I'm curious what my lowest rated game is. Phase 10. Not surprised by that. But I had kind of forgotten it was in this list. And granted, we did, as we were going, we deleted like 50 games off the list. Because I just didn't feel like ranking that many. So I'm sure there's even worse. Oh, let's save. Results from live stream ranking Gen 8 2026. Here's our top 9. Generating a thumbnail image for us. There it is. Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it pretty? There's our top 9. According to PubMeeple. According to PubMeeple rankings. Thank you, PubMeeple, for this ranking engine. Thank you, viewers, for watching. Especially if you're watching the VOD. Thank you. Because it was very nice to have you. Give this video a like if you're watching the VOD. I'll catch you guys on the next one. For maybe a tier list of every game I've ever played. It'd be kind of fun. See you guys.